Packers look like they are closing in on yet another victory. Just kicked the field goal to go up 30-19 over the 49ers with 1:55 left in that ball game. So it's going to take a miracle, minor miracle, for the Niners to come back.
Not one.
The final whistle has blown. The game is final. But we're not done yet. This is Green Bay Game Night, powered by ESPN Wisconsin. Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher and former Badger and Packer Gary Ellerson, here's Emmy Award-winning Homer.
The Packers defeat the Cincinnati Bengals 27-18. And yes, they could have lost. What?
They weren't. When were they losing?
Hold on. The guy
when were they going to lose?
Hold on. If the guy you never heard of, Haversick, misses the field goal, Cincinnati's going down and winning the damn game. You going to argue with that?
Oh, did I miss? Did they score a touchdown at the end of the game, or did they miss a field goal?
Again, the Packers were up 6. Packers got the ball, couldn't get it in the end zone, made a field goal. Haversick,
to go up 9,
right,
close
he
up the game.
misses that field goal, the Packers lose the game, correct?
And I'm asking, did Cincinnati end up going down and scoring a touchdown to end up with
No.
25 points?
Because they had to score twice. You're going to argue with me that you – hold on. Are you arguing with me?
Okay, I'm not going to fight you.
Well, no, you can say no, they wouldn't have scored. Let's go through. Cincinnati in the first half, just so you can defend your position if you want. In the first half, they had 4 punts and a field goal. In the second half, touchdown, field goal, touchdown. And they're definitely going to stop them this time. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Okay. So are you saying the score is what it was, though, or are you changing the score, too?
No, I'm not saying the score.
Okay, so the score is the score.
The score is the score. It was closer than that score. Yes, I am saying.
Okay, so here's what I'll say, and here's I didn't
know you were here. I'm sorry. I started because I was told you were at the game and you might be.
Well, yeah, I skedaddled after we went up 27-18.
We need to do take 2 because I would have never said any of those things, and it's not my right or my place. No, you start your opinion. All right, take 2. Packers win 27-18 over the Cincinnati Bengals. And now, as we always do, the thoughts of Packer Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher. Take it away.
So the first thing I thought today was, 14.5 points in the NFL is a lot. And we should not – I kind of poo-pooed Cincinnati. And this was last week when they hadn't traded for Flacco. And I did think when Flacco came, they'd play a better game because he gets rid of the football. He isn't going to turn it over like Browning would have. So I probably didn't discount that enough. But this is another stark reminder that the NFL is a hyper-competitive league. And the Green Bay Packers, this was a meh game from them. I was very impressed with Josh Jacobs.
What kind was that? I thought meh? Is that
meh? It's just a meh. Like I was expecting coming out of a bye and a disappointing tie and everybody being fresh. You got the O-line back. I was expecting more than what we got. But again, you have to keep reminding yourself the NFL is not. You're not playing Bemidji State. Like every time you line them up, you're going to have to be at your best to throttle people.
Especially this year. There have been a massive
we weren't at our best, and there's a couple of things that I'm excited about, but what I'm not, this was a home game. Our defense dominated the first 2 home games, dominated a big chunk of the Cleveland game, and then have not since.
Well, they dominated the first half. They held them with like 21 yards.
No, they did, and that's why. So why I'm torn tonight, and why I don't have this like real. We're a good team. We have a ways to go to be a great team, and tonight was a really good picture of that to me, because we did some really good stuff, and then we did some things that get your blank beat. And that Cincinnati team, I give them credit. They competed. Flacco did some good things. Jamar Chase is a stud. but I thought their O-line handled our D-line pass rush-wise a lot better than I anticipated. It was not the dominant defensive, oh, my God, Joe Flacco was swarmed.
Is Parsons on the team?
No, he had 3 tackles. Not a ton of pressures, though. So to sum this up, I came away today as this was a all right, you got the job done game. Nobody's going to walk out of here thinking we're all world, and it's week 5. It's game 5, so you don't have to, but we don't feel. I don't think Packer fans are walking out of here. I know they're not feeling the same way, because when I walked out of here in the Detroit game, it was where we are the best. Today, they're in hooting and hollering. People are walking by, and it is as subdued as like, okay, yeah, we're okay. We got the job done. Let's move it along. This was one of those punch your time clock, grab your lunch pail, and head home games. And you need to have those throughout an NFL season. I just was expecting more today than what the Green Bay Packers gave. And that's my opening statement.
Yeah. The fear of every Packer fans is the same old Packers. Good, but not that good. And the whole thought was after 2 games, no, this year they're that good. Well, maybe they. Well,
and it was because, and Homer, it was because the defense was so dominant. And right now, the defense is good. I don't want to poo-poo the first half, but this was one of those games. You go up. What did we go up? 17-7? Is that what we were up?
They scored to make it 10-7 in the Packers' offense, as Jordan Love throughout much of the game bailed out the defense in the second half.
That should have been. Yeah. And what a great defense would do there is suffocate and bury. An offense that, by the way, their quarterback's been there for 2 days. They've been there for 2 days. And I know they have great wideouts. I give them a ton of credit. But their O-line was a lot better. Oh, my God. Was a lot better today than I anticipated. And that, by proxy, means I think without Devontae Wyatt, we maybe need to start wondering, how dominant can we be if Devontae Wyatt isn't a part of this? Because we've now looked at this. We have 6 quarters of research. I think he missed the second half of that Cowboy game.
Yes.
And there was some stretches, but has the pass rush looked anywhere close to the same as it did with Devontae Wyatt? And the answer is no. So this was a good, solid overall performance. Nothing sexy. And you need wins like that. So I'm not sitting here crying and poo-pooing about it. But I'm also not as – and I am telling you, you remember after that Lions game, everybody screaming and hollering. It is like – nobody is even smiling. Everybody's just walking. So let's get to our car and go home. Let's make sure we grab our lunch pail, get the hard hat, and get in our car and go home. There ain't anybody celebrating and jumping around. It is as subdued could be after a win. And that's how I feel tonight, too.
Let's get to the callers.
Shug, sugar-free.
Nailed that one, Taus. Let her fly, sugar-free. Are you still picking 17 wins? What did you pick? 13 wins?
13 wins.
13 wins.
What, 17 wins? Who said that?
No.
Hey,
I got you down.
Nobody said
13
that.
wins. 13 wins, sugar-free. Would you like to change that?
No, absolutely not.
Right.
I'm going to tell you. What the problem is. And it is, we all know our cornerbacks are subpar. Okay,
I'm going to agree with you, even though you haven't said it.
This is what happened.
Not if. Hey, Shug, quick question for you. A subpar strong.
Go ahead.
You're facing the 2 best wideouts in the business today as a
Correct.
combo. Was our pass rush the reason that the secondary was so? Because our pass rush didn't do what it needs to do when you put the resources into what we have. So continue on, but I think it's more pass rush related than it is secondary. Go ahead.
You know, you bring up a great point. We're going up against 2 great receivers. So, Again, we're okay. Don't panic. I'm going to tell you what we need to do, okay? Chase is their best receiver. He was targeted 13 times, 10 catches. Yeah. Who is our best receiver? It is not Dobbs. And that's the issue here.
Dobbs
was targeted. Hello, Homer.
Everybody else is silver.
Talk?
Packers got one gold, and everybody else is silver.
And I'll tell you what, Homer,
golden,
price of gold
yes.
is through the roof, too.
Yes.
Price of gold through the roof. Go ahead, Shug.
Correct.
Oh, you mean
Homer,
and gold itself on the market? Oh, okay.
Yes, I was
All right.
correlating two different things. Go ahead, Shug.
I got it.
Yep.
4,000.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Go
it
ahead,
is.
Shug.
Okay. We all know what the issue is here.
What is the issue?
He had five targets. 5 targets, and that last throw was one of the 5 targets that Love had. Okay? So he caught 3 balls. Dobbs had 9 targets. 9 targets, regular 9 targets. Golden had 4. Come on. That's the issue of our offense.
He's a
Okay,
rookie.
our running
Takes a
game is
little
fine.
time to adjust. How do I sound, Tausch? Is that what you say?
Well,
it should be the other
Take
way
a little
around. I
time.
agree.
We're coming out of a bye week. It's about time to get. Did you see him make that move on that long play?
Hey,
I mean, the guy's a
you're talking about
stud.
Golden.
His,
Golden's a stud.
yes.
I agree.
Yes.
Well, and
His
Shug,
hands-
don't you think they're going to continue to ramp him up as he gets more and more
Why
comfortable?
ramp him up? Why ramp him up? Why ramp him up? Let's just throw it to him. He's our best receiver. That's the issue. You're ramping him up, and you have performances like the offense had today. Okay? You're going to Dobbs. You keep going to Dobbs, your safety net. Go and get it to make plays for Golden. Keep running the ball. We ran the ball fine. The line stood up. I thought Morgan played an exceptional game. So I'm not panicked at all. I see what's going on here. We just need to open up the offense and then let the defense hunt.
Can you
Let
open
them
it up
go
with
out
that
there and
offensive
stalk.
line?
What?
Yes, you can. You can.
All right.
Yes. Yeah, and by the way, and Shug, appreciate you. Josh Jacobs was a stud tonight. Like in real time watching, I don't know how many all-purpose you can. I know we do dog of the game later. Homer, I'm going to tell you right now, he's my dog.
Not my dog. My dog
he
plays
was-
quarterback, and my dog's taking your dog down.
Well, we'll talk about who goes to the pound and who doesn't. We'll do all
right.
that later.
We will.
Josh Jacobs brought a physicality to tonight's game, and he had an attitude that this offense needed, and it was very apparent to anyone that was in the stadium tonight.
Yeah. He was by far the second best dog. There's no doubt about that. All right, let's break, and we'll get to all the callers with Tausch. Packers win. The record is 3.
Homer, I'm telling you, there are more. There's a lot of Bengals fans up here tonight. They're all smiling. I think they looked at tonight as a win.
Oh, without a doubt. They
Which
had
is
given up
crazy
the
to me,
whole
but
season.
They're all smiling and like, well, they're at Lambeau. They probably had a bunch of Coors Lights and some Tito's, but they're also, it's just funny to me.
Wouldn't you? I feel like we got a
you got
chance.
beat by 9? You got beat by 9.
Chance. The old man.
Oh, with Flacco.
Yes.
Boy, what a world, huh? What a world.
I heard Troy Aikman wants to come back now, but I don't know if that's verified yet.
How about Farvey?
Yeah.
Farvey back.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we'll get to your calls from Mark Tauscher next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. With over 450 hotel rooms and a luxurious spa, relax in style before diving into nonstop casino action. Watch your favorite teams on the big screens and enjoy great food and drinks at T. McSee Sports Bar or savor top-tier dining at Horizon Steakhouse. Then amp up your night with live music and comedy. Head to where the big game, big wins, and big fun come together. The Island Resort and Casino.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with AccuTrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use AccuTrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. AccuTrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
Your path to a degree should fit your life, not the other way around. At Lakeland University, you can personalize every part of your college experience. With a main campus in Sheboygan, evening classes across the state, and flexible online options, you choose how and when you learn. Just graduated high school, changing careers, juggling work and life, they've got options for you. You can even earn credit for experience you already have or for the work you're doing now, saving time and money. Start customizing your future today at lakeland.edu/ESPN. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
We all have someone we know or love that has been affected by some form of cancer.
No matter how well you love and support them and try to be there for them, you can never really know what a person is feeling after hearing the words, "You have breast cancer."
Only another person that has been through this experience can really understand what it feels like.
ABCD, After Breast Cancer Diagnosis, is a Milwaukee-based organization known around the world.
When someone calls ABCD, they are matched with a mentor who is a breast cancer survivor of similar age and has the same type of breast cancer who can provide hope when people need it the most.
Kessler's is excited to announce that we've designed 3 new Hope pendants to honor breast cancer patients, survivors, thrivers, and caregivers.
100% of the net proceeds, along with an additional donation from Kessler's, will support ABCD when you purchase the symbol of hope.
You can find a link with more information about ABCD, along with all 3 modern designs starting at just $75 in sterling silver and $598 in gold, online at KesslersDiamonds.com.
You waited a lifetime for this moment. Now it's time to celebrate. The official collection. The Oklahoma City Thunder NBA champions. Available now at NBA Store. A Fanatics experience.
Your neighbors are talking. Did you see their siding? Yikes. That drafty window? It's basically air conditioning. From nature. Don't be the scary house on the block this fall. Call Exterior Pros and Baths and get $3,000 off your roofing, siding, windows, or bath project. No tricks, just treats. That's 262-800-4274 or click your way to extpros.com. Fall in love with your home again. Trust the pros.
Green and gold fans, it's game day. And you know what that means, tailgating with friends and raising a glass to our favorite team. This season, make Bacardi the star of your pregame party. Whether you're mixing up a classic Bacardi and cola, refreshing Bacardi lime and soda, or a smooth spiced and cola, Bacardi is the perfect pick for game day fun. Grab a bottle and get ready to cheer on Green Bay with the best in hand. Available now at your local retailer. Live passionately, drink responsibly. Bacardi USA, Miami, Florida. Run 40% alcohol by volume.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. React to the game by calling the Carbless Talk and Text line, 800-990-3776.
It is Green Bay Game Night. The Packers defeat the Cincinnati Bengals at home, 27-18. I would say the game was even closer than that, but I'm not changing the score. Packers are now 3-1-1. Look at this schedule the next few weeks. At Arizona,
Soft.
at Pittsburgh. Soft.
Ooh, Pittsburgh's going to be a sexy
Packers
game.
They're losing that game.
You think?
I said it before the season started. Yep.
Okay.
Now, maybe Pittsburgh will have so many wins that they'll be due to come back. But Carolina is better.
Yeah, they look a lot better than we all thought.
Philadelphia's weaker than thought. At the Giants, then the Vikings.
Let me tell you something. This team right now, they're not built, as we've seen the last 3 weeks. This game is on the road today. I don't think we win.
I'll join that club.
You need to. Now, we ran the ball pretty well. I think we stopped the run pretty well, and that's typically your formula. But to win on the road, you have to execute at a higher level than what we saw the G&G today. So
yeah, they held the Bengals to like 20 yards in the first half. The Bengals had 230 or 240 in the second half.
Homer, did we crown this defense too early?
Yes. Yeah. And one of the problems is the defensive back. There's a reason that they don't have a lot of turnovers because they don't even know where the damn ball is. There were a couple situations when you know you're putting a lot of pressure on, they're going to throw that quick outlet. And then I thought on the last play, the last touchdown, I mean, somebody to have to watch it, but it seemed like McKinney was late. McKinney's the guy who could have intercepted that pass, but
that was a heck of a catch.
It was a heck of a catch.
That was a whale of a play.
But how do you go from just dominating a team in one half and then letting them go from like 20 to 240? So, yes, we did. And I said, I start with Parsons. He's on the team? Like, if he's close, you're like, hey, I didn't notice he was playing.
Yeah, he was not as, we talked about the Parsons effect and everything else, and I don't know if they did a bunch of sliding, and, I didn't watch on the TV copy today. No effect is probably strong. I mean, you can start saying, well, he helped because now you got Lucas Van Ness had a one-on-one rush. Lucas Van Ness, till he got hurt, was having a day. He had a sack, 2 pressures.
Look at the second half, touchdown, field goal, touchdown.
Yeah, it was not a good day in the second half. But with all that said,
yes,
and this is where I'm really torn tonight, I'm happy we won. One of our fans up here at the Tundra Trio just came over and said it wasn't a signature win. Well, you're not going to have 15 signature wins. Today is not going to be a signature. The only way today was a signature win if it was like 40-6.
Yeah.
Which is, I was thinking it was going to be more along those lines.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like 24-3 or something.
Yeah, I didn't think
they could score.
I didn't think there'd be that many points scored by them. I didn't.
Yeah.
And the fact that they were able to move the ball the way they did in the first half.
And adjust so much from the first to the second half. Oh.
Yeah, it just I'm sure this week, the last game 2 weeks ago with the Cowboys, we all were wondering like, what the boy, that just it doesn't look that can't happen. Oh, it's an anomaly. Oh, Dak Prescott's really good. We've seen the Joe Flacco show before. Now he didn't have
the second half against a 100-year-old man.
Well, he's not 100, but
he played
upper 40s.
Yeah. No, the second half was exactly like Dallas. Second half, Cincinnati, after 20-some yards in the first half, touchdown, field goal, touchdown.
Yeah, it was. I don't know what else to say, but I think defensively we crowned him early. It doesn't mean you can't re-crown and get refitted for a new crown.
Yeah, if we notice Micah Parsons on the field, then maybe.
This crown needs to be refitted for sure.
Yeah. Charles, you're on with Mark Tauscher. Let her fly.
Hey, guys. How are you?
The Brewers are in the Final Four. Oh, baby.
Let's go.
Oh, baby.
Let's go.
Just weighing in. I love the Packers. I'll continue to watch every game this season. So, Packer fans out there, I got to keep it real. I just don't think we're that good this year. Honestly, I really don't. And it's been apparent the last 3 games. If you're good, you beat up.
Are we hearing you in the background? Are we hearing the show? Am I hearing Mark Tauscher? What's in the background of Charles? You got the radio on or something? I don't know if that's me or.
Let him listen.
I'm not objecting.
Well, you just jumped in. We got a live studio audience up here, Steven.
I think there was just an echo.
Okay.
I changed rooms. I think there was an echo. I apologize.
No, there's no apology. It's just an observation. I wanted to make sure Go ahead.
I was just saying, if you're a good team, you beat up on teams like the Browns, and you beat up on the Cowboys, and you beat up on the Bengals. And that didn't even happen. So, I mean, the first half, I'll give the defense credit, but we laid off the gas. The second half, we could have easily got beat if we were playing a good team. Honestly, if we were playing the Bears tonight, I don't know if we would have won. If we were playing the Vikings, I don't know if we would have won, So I'm sorry. I don't think we're that good of a team. Could we get better? Yeah. But at this point, I'll be honest, we'll be lucky to make the playoffs. Because the schedule is going to get harder.
Come on. Lucky to make the playoffs?
How can you dispute that?
Homer,
How
I'll
can
tell you
you
this.
dispute that?
Hey, I'll tell you this.
Cleveland
If
gonna make
we
the
play
playoffs?
like this on the
Are
road,
the Bengals going to make the playoffs? Are the Cowboys?
the Bengals will not make the playoffs. No, they won't. Cowboys will not make the playoffs. Well, if we don't make the playoffs, the Cowboys probably will.
Those are teams we're barely beating and we're losing to.
Whatever you
tell
want to
me
bet,
how
you
am I-
go
how
to
am I
Kevin at Ted's, take as much money as you want to bring. Packers not making the playoffs. I say they will. Because,
Homer, I'm going to
Charles,
tell you this.
we
I'll say
like
this,
you,
Charles.
but unless you'll put money behind it, the opinion is weak.
I hope they prove me wrong. I really do.
All
I
right,
really hope
okay.
they prove me wrong.
Yeah. Your
You know,
opinion
Homer,
is reasonable.
Homer,
about
I have
the team
to-
not
hey,
making the playoffs. What?
Homer, I got a fan out here said, or do you still believe that the Packers are a lock to win the North?
No, I said last week.
You changed?
Yes, I did.
You are a coward. You went big time. Oh, it's
I was
over.
wrong.
You said it's over.
I know. I was wrong. I got too excited.
All right.
I still
Okay.
I still believe they're going to
He
win.
said no.
Hold on. I
He
said
said
it was
no.
over. I still believe they're going to win the division, but I
Yeah.
won't bet much on
Remember when
it.
I tried to tell you after 2 weeks, everybody take a beat, Detroit's still really good?
Yes,
I
you
tried
did.
to tell
I
you
should
that?
have listened to you.
Okay.
But you,
Yeah,
to be
Charles,
fair,
I'll tell you
are
this.
as disappointed in the difference in the defense since then
Yes.
as much as I am.
I'm going to tell you this. Charles's point, and I don't know if Charles is still on the line or if he jumped off.
I'm still on
Charles
the line,
brings
yeah.
up.
I got one
Charles,
more thing, and then go ahead, though.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Give us your last point, then I'll jump in.
Well, the only other two things I was going to say that were driving me crazy, Valentine cheering because he blocked the freaking ball. Like,
Oh,
dude, that's your
yes,
job.
I'm with you on that.
Like, act like you've done that.
Knucklehead.
And then at the end of the
Okay.
game, Jordan Love has this big smile on his face. Like, do you really think we played that good? We didn't even cover the spread. This team is not that
Well,
great. Yeah, I
Charles,
don't
let
know.
me tell you.
Those are just
Let me
a couple
tell you
things.
something, Charles. Here's the deal. You put a lot into these games, and they are hard. And what I'm trying to say, and I know everybody, and I'm in that group thinking Cincinnati stunk. They changed quarterbacks. They went with somebody that wasn't going to make the mistakes that give you a chance to blow somebody out. They did that. That was smart. So I didn't account for that. When you win a game in this league, I don't care how you do it, you celebrate it because it's hard. So I don't have a problem with Jordan celebrating. That part I don't. But your other point about where this team's at, right now we play like this and like we've done the last 3 weeks. Now we have a 3-week sample where we are 1-1-1. That's what we are. You can't be more meh than 1-1-1. Like I don't think you could. 3 games, if you said, how can you tell me what you are of meh? It'd be 1-1-1. And that's where we're at. So we play like this against good teams on the road. We're not winning. We're not. Now, you get them at home and all the other things. So I'm with Homer on the fact I still believe this could be a playoff team. Are they going to win the North? They better start playing a lot better than what they've been the last couple weeks. That is where my head's at on it.
Thanks for the call. We're going to break and coming
Good
back
call
next.
by Charles, by the way.
Very good.
Some good
Outstanding.
points, I thought.
Flush it or flesh it is
You interrupted
next.
him 10. You interrupted him 10 times, but
I don't believe
other
it was.
than that, I thought it was a
don't
good
believe
call.
it was 10 and 2. Can you say you're ever surprised when I interrupt someone?
Not at all. I learned from watching you. Wildy always gives me a hard time. I said, well, Homer taught me. When
That's
you got
right.
a point, jump in. You got to go.
That's right. Or what you're hearing isn't good enough. Need to have an upgrade. Packer defense is special. Flush it or flesh it. Next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
From the baseball playoffs to regular season football, Prize Picks is the best way to win cash watching our favorite teams. Which players are going off? Which ones are overhyped? Well, make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your takes into cash all season long on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. Prize Picks now offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Prize Picks also offers injury reboots. If one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks won't count it as a loss. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. Join millions of users. Sign up for America's #1 fantasy sports app. Download the Prize Picks app today and use that code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drug driving, and let's achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Departments of Health Services, Transportation, and Justice.
Kunis Hope Chevrolet of Milwaukee is having a massive grand opening celebration, and you're invited.
3 days only.
Thursday, October 16th through Saturday, October 18th. Unprecedented grand opening celebration pricing and discounts on our entire inventory of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs. Plus over 800 pre-owned vehicles. Starting as low as $39.95 and only $199 per month. We'll be paying above market value on all trade-ins during this event, no matter what the mileage or condition. And during our 3-day celebration, you can take advantage of grand opening service specials on oil changes, replacement tires, brake pads, and rotors. Almost all services with hundreds in savings. It's a party, and you're invited. All brought to you by your good friends and neighbors at Kunis Hope Chevrolet, Milwaukee's #1 Chevy superstore. Don't miss the Kunis Hope Chevrolet of Milwaukee's huge grand opening celebration. Thursday, October 16th through Saturday the 18th, just off I-41 at 11100 West Auto Mall Drive. For info online at KunisHopeChevy.com.
I'm with James Imaging Systems client Preston Clark. He oversees IT services at Creative Business Interiors. Preston, you get the benefit of one-on-one relationships with the James team, like when your sales rep said something unexpected. What did they say?
Hey, this is a little high. You're not printing as much as we thought you were going to print.
Then the James team member had even better news.
Correct. Let's bring that down. Let's make it a little cheaper and still keep you on the same program.
The James Managed Print Services Program. All your document output devices bundled under one invoice that includes service and supplies for one low cost per print. Nice, right, Preston?
Yes, felt great. Felt secure, Don't have to worry about, again, somebody just coming in and selling something and then walking away and never hearing from them again.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
In football, what does every great team start with?
A strong defense. Same's true in business.
Defense against what?
Cyber threats. That's why companies use Trend Micro.
What do they actually protect?
Your network, your data, your people, from ransomware, phishing, and more.
So it's not just antivirus?
Not at all. Trend Micro has a full defensive playbook trusted worldwide for over 35 years.
Sounds like the kind of defense every business needs.
Exactly. Don't get blindsided. Go to trendmicro.com and see how enterprise security is done right.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle Brust and Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. Call the Carbless Talk and Text Line, 800-990-3776. Flush it.
We failed multiple times with bad ideas. I didn't know were bad till I realized they didn't work.
Or flesh it.
Yeah, that's one idea. Or we can work as a team.
Brought to you by Gordon Flesh Company. Business technology managed. Taking the worry out of your office equipment and IT needs.
We'll get to flush it or flesh it. Tausch always leads with his thoughts on the outstanding Gordon Flesh Company.
And it takes a team, just like today, to meet just about any goal. It's as true on the football field as it is in the office space. And Gordon Flesh Company has been providing cutting-edge technology for all companies of all sizes for over, what a great number, 65 years. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
The question is the Packers defense special? Are you going to flush it or flesh it?
Let's flesh it out a little bit.
Right.
Because I think we all were excited. 5 weeks ago, whatever it was, people bouncing around up here, everybody hooting and hollering, Lions fans walking out with their jaws on the ground. They couldn't believe how great our defense was. And then Washington comes in here and we dominate that game. And then Cleveland, our defense looks absolutely phenomenal until way at the end. And then we've seen the last two times this defense has been out on the field. And I don't want to poo-poo tonight 19 points in the NFL when you have two wideouts like that, it's not bad. But I was under the impression that we could start thinking about having a conversation if they continue to pile it up with some of the great defenses. And I can't put that, as we sit here through, I don't know where we're all ranked. I still think our rankings are probably fine. But there was a feeling of dominance, like you are going to feel pain. Charlie checked down. All of the stuff that we saw for the first 3 weeks. Then Dallas didn't do it. Tonight, there were some checkdowns, but it wasn't Joey checkdown tonight. It was Joey Chase, Joey Higgins, Joey tight end, Joey. And they moved the football in the second half. You don't do that against dominant defenses. Not that consistently. You can get one drive. So if I'm fleshing this thing out, I can't. I prematurely crowned the defense, and I still think there's enough talent that we can get there. But right now, we're not there. And I don't know if you can make arguments. So
you believe it's special, but it's not special now.
No, right now I don't believe it's. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a good defense that's solid. They're not creating enough turnovers to be considered a big boy dominant defense. Do you think there was fear in how Zach Taylor called the game tonight? And with Joey Flacco?
No, they moved the ball a little at the end of the first half, and they go into halftime and go, guys, let's go. We got to figure it out.
By the way, hey, let's give Matt LaFleur a ton of credit for calling that timeout. He ricocheted that 67-yarder, and then he left it 5 yards short the next time.
Yeah.
So we can get after LaFleur for other things. Very good call. Really smart. And
huge
that is one of
break.
those things. Big. Well, changed the momentum. Changed a lot of stuff. So. I think you flush this thing out. I don't think you could sit here and say, you said dominant defense. I don't think you could say that.
Yeah. No, I said the Packer defense is special. Do
you think it is?
No, but I still have. I can't believe that Micah Parsons can disappear. Like, there wasn't one play where Jerry Jones is smiling. I'm telling you that right now.
Well, they lost to Carolina, so I doubt he's smiling.
But no, nobody's
and they
calling
gave up
him
30
and saying,
points to Bryce Young.
Right. Nobody's coming saying, hey, based on what he's done for the Packers. To this point, to this point, he's been a disappointment. Little disappointment.
No.
Yes.
Not going to say that.
Right.
No, I'm not going to say that. You're saying that Micah Parsons has been a huge disappointment?
No, I said not a huge disappointment, a little disappointment. But he has been a disappointment, yes, now through all the games they've played.
So here's what I would say. You look at the whole thing. He had a lot of, I don't know what his stats were for Dallas. Obviously, the defense wasn't good enough.
My eyes are my stats.
He was, there's your problem. You need to go to an optometrist.
Okay.
That'd actually be a good partner idea for you. Tonight, he was not as impactful as what we need him to be. That I know.
Well, either that or everybody else stinks because they're using so many people on him, and it doesn't seem to be making that much of a difference. I mean, an 80-year-old quarterback just schooled them in the second half after getting like 20-some yards. Let's go to Mo. Mo, we had him, then we lost him, and Mo is back. Mo, let her fly. You're on with Mark Tauscher.
Let me ask you guys before I begin, just so I'm clear, because I don't want to be delusional right now. You guys both agree that you don't feel any better about this Packers team despite the win. Is that correct?
No, I feel like it was a good, solid win, but I don't feel like I did after the first 2 weeks. No, I don't.
So what you're asking, do I feel better now after this game?
I feel good that we won a game. We haven't won one in a while.
No, I don't feel any
it's
better
hard to
about
win.
the team. But.
No, I feel good about that part of it, but if you're comparing how I felt the last time I was up at Lambeau, which was after Detroit, and now, and I'm just telling you how the fans and everything feel. Hey, you won a game in the NFL, and I don't know who called earlier about Jordan smiling when they win. You win, you smile. You win, it's hard. So do I feel good? I feel, hey, I think the last 3 weeks have been meh. But as a whole, we're 3-1-1. We're positioning ourselves. I'm not nervous or worried. Today was a meh game. In those games, you can feel, all right, we got to win, but I don't feel like I did after the first 2 weeks. No, and I don't know if,
I'll tell you why I don't, because I thought the defense, as Tauscher could carry the offense at times, which is rare. Tonight, this afternoon, the offense carried the defense. The Packers won this game because of Jordan Love. And I didn't think
Josh Jacobs.
Yes.
And the new kicker. And the new kicker.
Yes. Huge. I didn't think that'd be necessary against a team that had like 25 yards in the first half.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, Mo. You asked the question. Now you take over. What's your point?
So shout out to the kicker. Shout out to the kicker for making
absolutely
and icing his game. That's big time. I was definitely quaking in my boots before he made that field goal. But let me tell you this: I don't feel any better about the team at all. As a matter of fact, I don't even feel good about this team winning the NFC North. Homer, you took back your comment, crowning up. So I don't feel good about that.
Yeah, right now Detroit's better.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I'd even argue Chicago is better.
No. Okay, you can.
That's me.
You'd be wrong, but you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, look. I'm a little harsh on this team, but it's because the sample that they gave us the first 2 weeks, they set the bar really high. And until they get back to that brand of football, you can't be confident about this football team. You know, offensively, I think we should all be very excited, especially when Christian Watson comes back. I'm not remotely worried about the offense. I'm just a little concerned about the offensive line, but I think with continuity, they'll become better and better so long as they could stay healthy. But I don't trust the defense. I don't think Keyshawn Nixon is a cornerback one. He got burnt by Jamar Chase. And I don't think that this pass rush with Micah Parsons is generating enough. I don't think Micah Parsons has really played to his standard. Now, granted, he's getting double-teamed a lot. They missed a lot of holding calls on him today. If you watch the All-22, you'll see that, Homer. But this defense has a lot of work to do. Special teams, you can't count on them, even though today was a little bit better. I don't feel all that
Mo,
great
can I tell you something? If in any discussion of Micah Parsons you bring up, well, they missed some holding calls, that makes my point exactly, that he's been a little bit of a disappointment because you just assume, and that's always been the case with him, that they're going to miss holding calls. I'll defer to Tauscher on this. They used to say you can call holding on every play. You can easily call holding on every play against Parsons.
Yeah.
He got tackled. He got tackled at the end of the game. I saw it. You'll watch it.
I agree.
Do we need
saw
to send an Amber Alert? Hey, Homer, should we send an Amber Alert out for Rashawn Gary? Did you see him anywhere today? I didn't.
I was disappointed. I was disappointed in Rashawn Gary in the Dallas game because he had a lot of one-on-one opportunities and he did not get home like he needed to. Van Ness had a day. Today.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I agree. So I guess Parsons probably gets some credit for that. All right, Mo,
so
are the Packers going to win the division? Yes or no?
Right now, I'm saying no. That could change, though.
All right. Thanks for the call.
I almost wonder if getting off to that fast start this season, because this stuff wears on a locker room. There's going to be, I think probably, I'll be curious on the coverage of this game. I'm guessing most are going to say it was a win, but you left a lot out there. That the standard is the standard. And this team set
the question's going to be what I'm asking you. What the hell happened? They couldn't even get a first down in the first half.
Yeah.
And then they go touchdown, field goal, touchdown with a old man at quarterback. Now, you would think as the game goes on, I mean, I am the expert on old man, and it is when it comes to this show. The problem is it's hard to maintain whatever you for the same length of time. This old man was Hall of Fame in the second. I'd like somebody to call in the Institute with the numbers in the second half. I bet his quarterback rating was over 100. It's probably like 130.
Yeah, it was sharp. He was sharp.
So how does that happen? How do you dominate them?
Well,
and then in the second half, he turns into Mahomes.
I don't know.
Brady. Okay.
It's a good question. I think they obviously looked at trying to get the ball to Jamar Chase more, which I'm, if I'm Zach Taylor, I'm saying the whole game, that's what I'm doing. But I thought the O-line just did a better job in the second half, and I don't know if that's I don't know. I mean, it's a really, I think, a fair question that everybody's going to ask because we have this standard now for this defense. And the last, obviously the first half, I think it lived up to it. But dominant defenses get stronger as the game goes on. That obviously didn't happen tonight.
Just so you correct when I said the first half, Cincinnati had 4 punts and a missed field goal. And the field goal was 67 yards.
From 67
basically,
yards.
that was 5 punts. And then in the second half, from 5 punts or 4 punts and a 67-yard field goal.
Yeah,
touchdown,
Homer, I'll tell you what.
Touchdown field goal.
I'll tell you what.
What the hell is that?
Just being here, you didn't feel like Cincinnati. You felt like Green Bay dominated the first half.
Yes.
And you felt this way, but they only put up 10 points. And you're always like, why do we keep on doing that? We dominated the time of possession. We dominated the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Cincy couldn't do anything, and you looked up, and it's only 10-0.
Do you know, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Would you like Arizona to acquire Joe Flacco to see how he would play in Arizona? Their quarterback's healthy. He didn't get hurt, did he? Would that be great?
No, I don't think Kyler Murray didn't play today, I don't think. So
yeah, how about
there's a chance. Joe, if
he's not playing,
old boy Browning is like, well, Green Bay is going to Joe Flacco to Arizona. If Arizona offered him a 5th-round pick, I bet they'd probably
trade him.
What's
the record for most games a team defense has played against a 40-year-old quarterback? They're going to be at 3 because Rodgers is coming up, and then you got Flacco and Flacco. Yeah, we got to get Flacco one more time.
I think Flacco maybe to
there's nowhere else to go.
Maybe go to Baltimore, send him home before that Christmas game.
Carolina. If
Lamar Jackson keeps getting hurt, send him back to Baltimore.
All right, we will get more of the calls, and we also have dog of the game. Packers win.
Is Andy Dalton 40?
I do.
He's got to be getting close because Carolina could start him.
All right, let me ask you this.
4.
Forget age. Does Joe Flacco represent the oldest quarterback you can ever remember playing in the NFL?
Boy, he's old, and he doesn't move. Yeah, I think that's But I was on the drive up today. I was thinking, is there a first name that's greater for the history of the league at quarterback than Joe? Montana? Flacco? There was a Joe Namath.
Joe Namath, yes.
Is there anybody that's had a better first name than Joe?
For quarterback.
John Elway. Who else? Are there other Johns that I'm missing?
I'll have to go through them, but I think
Joe is the greatest first name in the history of the quarterback position in the NFL.
Wow, you save that for Wilde and Tausch. That might be one for the future.
Okay.
Dog of the game and more calls. Next, Packers win 27-18, 3-1-1. Next at Arizona, and then at Aaron Rodgers. Next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Football's back, and if you're headed up toward Green Bay, the perfect stop is Higher Love Cannabis Company, just seconds over the border in Menominee, Michigan. Less than an hour from Green Bay. An easy stop before or after the game or anytime you're passing through town. And with so many low-quality, unregulated CBD products floating around Wisconsin, trust matters. Higher Love, award-winning, organically grown, locally owned, and the real deal. Higher Love Cannabis Company, best in the Midwest. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD.
It's a bird bash at Pawatami. Thursdays, you could win up to $50,000 cash in a bird bash game show. Just play with your rewards card this October for a chance to win. Wouldn't you like to rake in a huge pile of cash? Bird Bash, only at Pawatami Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info at Pawatami.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
Green and gold fans, it's game day. And you know what that means. Tailgating with friends and raising a glass to our favorite team. This season, make Bacardi the star of your pregame party. Whether you're mixing up a classic Bacardi and cola, refreshing Bacardi lime and soda, or a smooth spiced and cola, Bacardi is the perfect pick for game day fun. Grab a bottle and get ready to cheer on Green Bay with the best in hand. Available now at your local retailer. Live passionately, drink responsibly. Bacardi USA, Miami, Florida. Rum 40% alcohol by volume.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talent acquisition at goodkarmabrands.com. That's talent acquisition at goodkarmabrands.com.
Your neighbors are talking. Did you see their siding? Yikes. That drafty window? It's basically air conditioning. From nature. Don't be the scary house on the block this fall. Call Exterior Pros and Baths and get $3,000 off your roofing, siding, windows, or bath project. No tricks, just treats. That's 262-800-4274 or click your way to extpros.com. Fall in love with your home again. Trust the pros.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Transform the way you do business with Fifth Third Bank's Commercial Payments Solutions. Our market expertise and managed services streamline your entire payment process, seamlessly integrating with your existing systems to give you unparalleled control. Discover new revenue sources, save time, reduce operating costs, and boost your bottom line with our customized payment solutions. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. React to the game by calling the Carbless Talk and Text line, 800-990-3776. It's time for the Sit Mean Sit Dog of the Game.
You see these dogs in your front yard?
Jordan Love.
Dog.
John Jacobs.
Dog.
Micah Parsons.
Dog.
Matthew Golden.
He's a dog.
Presented by Sit Mean Sit Dog Training in Waukesha and Milwaukee. Visit sitmeansit.com.
You gotta beat a dog. And I'm like, man, we got dogs.
Well, it's not an NFL dog. I feel it necessary. I'm 70 years old. Indiana University is 3rd ranked in the country in college football.
Yep.
They
Not
don't even care about football. And I would say in my lifetime, I would have anticipated multiple aliens living in my house before Indiana would be ranked 3rd in the country in football.
Hey, whoa. Hey, we ain't talking college football today.
I know. That's why I was. But
if you want to talk Brewers and you want to start breaking that, I'm on board. It's Packers or Brewers tonight, baby.
Okay.
We ain't talking about Indiana Hoosiers football.
Well, it's done. It's over.
That kind of shit. Like you told me on Wildy, hey, why don't you do that on a homer 45 minutes? How's that?
I believe I took 22 seconds. It's done. And now we get to Dog of the Game.
I'm nervous.
Dog of the Game brought to you by Sit Mean Sit. If your dogs don't always listen to you or you ask yourself, why don't they listen to what I say? Look no further than Sit Mean Sit. You can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog. Contact Sit Mean Sit Dog Training today in Milwaukee or Waukesha to schedule a free consultation. Go to sitmeansit.com and check out their Milwaukee and Waukesha pages. You know the only thing people regret after they go to Sit Mean Sit? They go, why'd I wait so long? I should have done this long ago. Life would be so much easier. You don't have to say that, so do it now. Go to sitmeansit.com. All right, the Dog of the Game. Tauscher.
Yeah, I'm nervous because I think I kind of already told you what I was going to do, and that usually means I'm not going to do that. Josh Jacobs was a dog tonight. Can we agree on that?
Totally, yes.
Too low hanging. The fruit is too low for that one.
No, I don't believe that. But
no, the fruit's too low. I mean, he is the no-brainer pick tonight, but that's not the road I'm going to go down. And I'm looking at it like, all right.
What?
Boy called in earlier and was talking about Matthew Golden being that number 1 wideout and 28.7 yards a catch tonight. And man, another dog. He was a dog. And he had a nice punt return, and there's a lot of stuff. So I'm torn because I know both of these are probably more dog, like legit dog of the games. But I'm going outside the box tonight. I mentioned him. I don't even know where he came from. But I know he made a game-winning kick.
Ooh,
I know he
going
was
with
2 for 2. Haversick.
Yeah.
Lucas Haversick. I saw he's played with the Renegades. He's played with the Rams. He's played with, been around. Goody brings him in. McManus can't go tonight. And, oh, boy, I think everybody was a little skittish. No,
Understandably so.
Skittish.
I wasn't.
He is my dog, woof woof, of the game.
Yeah. I'm sure he went to Arizona. Did you know that?
I didn't.
His career history: Colts, Browns, Rams, Browns, Bills, Arlington Renegades, and now the Green Bay Packers. On December 5th,
he was a dog tonight.
Yeah, they could have lost the game. He misses that last field goal, they lose the game.
Well,
won't go that far?
I'm not going to go that far, but I can understand your point on it.
But you're thinking, it's the only time Jordan Love where he slid wisely so he didn't get hurt or get hit. But they could have then run out the clock if he'd gotten the first down and they end up. And I'm thinking, oh no, they're going to this guy. People are going to remember him forever. Haver or whatever. Just so you know, Havrisik.
Havrisik.
I don't know how many Lucases are there. Lucas was in that movie, wasn't he? Was that? I don't know. No, forget that. Sorry, I brought that up. My dog of the game was, without a doubt, Jordan Love. Jordan Love won the game. He made big plays. He ran the best anybody's ever seen him run. He made all the plays. He did everything. He made great passes. Yes, he was the dog of the game because it would have been reasonable at the end of the first half to think, Cincinnati, they can't score enough points in a month. So there's really not that pressure. We want our offense to be better. Then Cincinnati scores. It's 10-7. Damn. Goes down, scores 17-7. Cincinnati did it again. 17-10 with a field goal. Let's do it again. Packers scored 24-10. And then Cincinnati does it again to make it 24-18. So many good plays, and his running, I would say it was the best game running he's ever had with the Packers. And that was a huge part of the offense as it got better.
Well, that throw he made to Golden at the end of the game.
Yes. Yep.
Rolling to his left. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people are going to give him grief about that pick in the early part of the game, right? I think it was a bad decision. I actually looked at it from a different perspective. Early in the game, I want my quarterback to be athletically arrogant. I want my quarterback to say, I'm going to go make those plays, because he doesn't make that throw to Matthew Golden if he didn't make that other throw. He has so much belief that he can make these plays. And yes, sometimes he's going to make some mistakes, but he didn't make the critical mistake. Cleveland, I was very critical because he didn't need it.
Right.
Tonight, he needed to do that. And I think part of it was he didn't know about Havrisik. That was a third down. He was trying to make something happen. He was arrogant about it, and he got burned. But what he didn't do was pout. He said, I'm going to go make a play. And that play is what probably cinched this game up.
Yeah,
throw.
I want to blame LaFleur and everything. Like on that play, I knew it. I bet you did. They're going to blitz everybody. They're going to send everybody because they want to make sure that Love doesn't have the opportunity to run, like to just roll out. And nobody touched the guy, and I want to blame LaFleur on a bad call.
You're going to blame LaFleur for him throwing a pick?
No, not the pick. I'm talking about late in the game after he slid.
Oh, okay.
No, the pick.
I blame LaFleur for the pick he threw in Cleveland.
Oh, yes. No, the pick here was a stupid pass. But the key is, and I've tried to express this, situation is so important. That's early in the game. That's your first series. That's different than in overtime, or that's different than the other situation late in the game against Cleveland. And in this game, late in the game, he made good decisions. And, for example, throwing that ball away so the clock stops. If he gets sacked, then it's an extra yardage on the kick.
And he took a sack. He played athletically arrogant tonight.
Yes.
He ran it. He made throws going back across the – that's why I'm not fighting you on the dog. Like, I get it. I'm not going to fight you on that. Now, Josh Jacobs, 93 yards rushing, 55 yards receiving.
I take him for granted. He's like in the Dog Hall of Fame. He's just like in every game, so you just take him.
He has been such a dynamite signing.
And do you realize, I think –
he's so good.
And if he had better blocking, can you imagine –
yeah.
You look at the guy, you can watch the tape on the guy from Carolina, their backup. I don't remember his name. Is it
Dowdle?
Dowdle. Jacobs has got to watch that and
buckle up. He said, buckle up, baby.
Be like, Jacobs go like, could I ever get some holes like that where I get to run a little bit? And then when people run into me, they think, oh, next time I'm going to try to block him from below the knees. I'm not going to tackle him. All right,
I'm telling you, we just had some Bengals fan leave. Bengals fans are excited about what they saw tonight.
Yeah.
You guys happy about what you did tonight? It's amazing. You guys lost by 9, but they're excited. They're happy.
They got
happier
a chance.
Packer fans
They
today.
thought the season
was over. It's like I'm living in Bizarro world tonight.
They thought the season was over. Happier.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes, happier.
I think they feel like, hey, Flacco can get us in the playoffs. Oh, Browning wasn't gonna. I think they're happy about the fact they got Flacco.
Don't turn the
Is
ball
that accurate?
over.
That can be That's perfect. All right.
All right, we got dog in the game. And
market
now,
research.
Yeah, we'll get more callers with Tausch. Packers win 27-18. Arizona is next. Same time, 3:30. Then the following week, Packers are playing at Aaron Rodgers. They're not playing at Pittsburgh. They're playing at Aaron Rodgers and whoever else he brings to play against the Packers. That's, again, Sunday, 3:25 at Arizona and 7:20 at Pittsburgh. And we will discuss this team on the road because they haven't done diddly squat on the road yet. Next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. With over 450 hotel rooms and a luxurious spa, relax in style before diving into nonstop casino action. Watch your favorite teams on the big screens and enjoy great food and drinks at T. McSee's Sports Bar or savor top-tier dining at Horizon Steakhouse. Then amp up your night with live music and comedy. Head to where the big game, big wins, and big fun come together. The Island Resort and Casino.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Love, Jacobs, McKinney, Golden, and now Micah Parsons? This year's gonna be fun. Now's the time to set a game plan for your Green Bay and Wisconsin pigskin parties. This is Marie from Discount Liquor. We are your football party beverage headquarters. Whether you need an ice cold keg, a bottle of your favorite wine, a unique craft brew, or hard-to-find liquor, we have everything you need, all at the lowest prices in town. Come see us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow and Maine in downtown Waukesha. Voted best liquor store again.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
Wherever you're tailgating, we'll get you all set up with your favorite beverages. We're open daily 9 to 9 and Sundays 10 to 2. See all of our weekly specials at DiscountLiquorInc.com.
Discount Liquor.
The dance of sunlight on water.
Shimmering, sparkling, beautiful, hypnotic.
Houses that overlook a gorgeous body of water are the most highly desired houses in the world.
The Bellamare collection of fine jewelry features classic white diamonds, flanked and surrounded by rare and exotic blue diamonds.
Bellamare means beautiful water.
Bellamare, sunlight on water, glimmering and twinkling.
The dance is enticing.
The look is spectacular.
The impact is exciting.
Blue and white diamonds created in the heart of Mother Nature
will dance and sing on the body of a glittering, sparkling woman.
Bellamare. This blue and white beauty of sunlight on water
should be worn on the fingers,
the wrist,
the neck, and the ears
of the woman you love.
The Bellamare collection is available only at Kessler's.
We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Kunis Hope Chevrolet of Milwaukee is having a massive grand opening celebration, and you're invited.
3 days only.
Thursday, October 16th through Saturday, October 18th. Unprecedented grand opening celebration pricing and discounts on our entire inventory of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs. Plus over 800 pre-owned vehicles.
Starting as low as $39.95
and only $199 per month. We'll be paying above market value on all trade-ins during this event, no matter what the mileage or condition. And during our 3-day celebration, you can take advantage of grand opening service specials on oil changes, replacement tires, brake pads, and rotors. Almost all services with hundreds in savings. It's a party, and you're invited. All brought to you by your good friends and neighbors at Kunis Hope Chevrolet, Milwaukee's #1 Chevy superstore. Don't miss the Kunis Hope Chevrolet of Milwaukee's huge grand opening celebration. Thursday, October 16th through Saturday the 18th, just off I-41 at 11100 West Auto Mall Drive. For info online at KunisHopeChevy.com.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with AccuTrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use AccuTrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. AccuTrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. React to the game by calling the Carbless Talk and Text line, 800-990-3776.
The Packers win 27-18. The record 3-1-1 at Arizona. Next Sunday, 3-25, and then the following week at Aaron Rodgers. That is the Sunday night game. Questions for the Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher, and people have been waiting over an hour. Jason, you're on with Tausch. Let her fly.
So I have a question. Did Brian Gutekunst trade 2 first-round picks for the team to go 1-1-1 against combined teams with records of 5-12, and to look like, I mean, let's be honest, they don't even look like serious, contenders to win the North, let alone go deep in the playoffs. Hold
on. What was the question again? So for Tausch to answer.
Yeah. What's like a Super Bowl unit on this team? Even close? Maybe the first 2 weeks of defense, but there's nothing special about the team. And Homer, I get a feeling of 1998. That was the year that after the Packers lost the Super Bowl, and everyone kind of knew Mike Holmgren was leaving. There seems to be some sort of kind of disconnect out here. With LaFleur's team. It
wasn't 98, it's 97, but that doesn't matter. Go ahead, Tausch. Jason needs some help. Help him out.
Yeah.
Well, what's the question?
What is Brian Gutekunst?
Is he bummed about what little he has gotten from Parsons to this point? Is that it?
No, not just Parsons.
Tonight?
Not just Parsons.
Okay,
to
not
the
Parsons.
roster.
Oh, to the roster. Oh.
Not just Parsons. The roster doesn't look like a Super Bowl roster.
And again, it's August. It's October 12th today. It's October 12th. Okay, they came off a bye. Yes, would I have liked to seen more from what the defense? Absolutely, I would have, especially in the second half. But we're 3-1-1. You're looking to position. I don't want to be playing my best ball now. I want to continue to get better. Now, do I want to see more? Yes. But we're starting to get our O-line healthy. Christian Watson's going to be back playing. There's a lot of things to be very excited about. Now, defensively, we need to get Devontae Wyatt back. That, to me, is something that I think we need to really look at. I poo-pooed it a little bit last week or 2 weeks ago with Dallas. Oh, they scored. And it was after Devontae got out. Devontae Wyatt makes this defense a lot better. And right now, I don't think they've found that guy to help supplement the usage of Micah Parsons. So there's questions. What's the best unit? I mean, right now, there's room to grow for everybody. but I am not remotely as down in the dumps as you are. And we can still easily win the division, and we're going to be a playoff team. And it's just a matter of, are we going to make big strides moving forward into November and December? And when we have a young team, and it feels like last year was the blip, we didn't get better. This year, if we do, great. If we don't, that's when you can start having the conversations that you're having right now.
Yeah, the team is really healthy overall right now. It's very healthy. The defensive backfield is completely healthy.
Yeah, offensive line.
Devontae Wyatt ain't there. You haven't had this the first time you had your preferred starters on the O-line for a full game all year. And then Jordan Morgan played right guard for most of the game.
Yeah,
and they went against Cincinnati, who was missing their star. Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing about this team. I mean, we can try and
Jason, I will also add to what Tausch said to Steve Young, who said, this is the preseason. Don't talk to me till we get around Thanksgiving. Then we'll look and see who it is. This is just fiddling and diddling. So I'm sure you respect Steve Young.
I will say that there's just not one unit on this team right now that seems like that's a unit you could see being a Super Bowl contending team. Not one of them. I mean, I'm sorry.
Receivers and tight ends, yes. Watson comes back. Receivers, tight ends, yes, and their running back, yeah. That's Super Bowl.
I would say Cincinnati has the better receiving unit today. I'm sorry.
I know they do. You don't have to have the best receiving unit.
There's nothing special about the team, Homer. Tell me what's special.
All right. Again, tight ends and wide receivers will be special. Not the best. They're running back and they're quarterback. Yeah, all those. Does special mean it has to be the best in the league? I think those things all will qualify as special. Micah Parsons is special. All right, Jason, thanks for the call. Let's move on. I would let Jason go longer, but Levi's been waiting like 2 weeks. Levi, you're on with Mark Tauscher. Let her fly.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Levi, how are you?
Well, Tausch, I am feeling I know we won the game, but I feel a little IPT, to be quite honest with you, tonight.
What do you feel IPT about? That's in poor taste, Homer, if you didn't know.
I didn't know. I think that was something like they have the stuff when you're emotionally got problems, you got anxiety, APTI, TPI,
there's other
TPO,
stuff,
whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah. You took the words out of my mouth earlier, Toss. I was going to bring up about the Packers defense that they have, like, in fact, I think one of your producers might, correct me, but I think only 2 takeaways the defense have taken all season in these first 5 games.
Yeah, they're not even close to them either.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I'm like, well, they're doing pretty well with the total yards, though, allowed, though, except for the Dallas game. But
help him, Tom.
Yeah, you're frustrated. So, Levi, you're frustrated because we're not creating turnovers, and I think we all looked at this defense as if it was going to be a dominant group. Dominant defenses create turnovers, and we're not doing that, and that is why we're not suffocating teams and beating the heck out of them. Fair?
And that has to change.
Right.
Yeah, you're not gonna. You can't lose turnover margins against good teams. You're not gonna beat them. We saw that in the playoff game last year against Philadelphia. You'll continue to see that when you play good teams, you don't create turnovers and you turn it over. You're gonna get your blank beat. Period. Fin. And that's why I think fans are probably a little bit more blah. And when you bring in Micah Parsons, you bring him in because he should be creating turnovers along with the rest of the group because of the Parsons effect. We thought that was going to be the case through 2 weeks. In the last 3 weeks, we have not
By the way, the Bengals lead the league in turning the ball over.
Well,
but
that's not fair because that's the old quarterback. Yeah, yes. That's different.
By the way, the old man,
that's
quarterback rating in the second half, 107.9. He would have been the first. They say this in golf. You're amazing when you shoot your age. He nearly is the first quarterback ever to equal his age of 110 with a quarterback rating of 107.
All right. Well, thanks for the call, Lee.
All right, we got one more.
After all that, Homer, after all that, I'm going to have a Tito's. Tito's handmade vodka.
Right, yes.
America's favorite vodka for a reason, distilled 6 times till it's just right. Tito's is known for great vodka, giving back, and doing good for dogs.
I was in Alabama this past weekend, and I was going to tell you, they love Tito's everywhere. Like, just you stand in line, Tito's. Yes, I wanted to let you know that around the country.
Interrupted.
Sorry,
okay.
Go ahead.
Distilled in Austin, Texas, crafted to be savored responsibly. Appreciate you.
Yeah, in Texas, but in Alabama, man, they are hooked on Tito's. All right, let's get the last caller before Tauscher has to go. Thomas, who's been waiting over an hour. Oh, baby. Take it away. You're on with Tauscher.
Hey, guys. Can we talk about Matt LaFleur's play calling yet again? Like, I don't know if you guys remember, but it was second half. It was before Josh Jacobs' touchdown where Jordan Love rolled out left, and he threw it to Tucker Kraft, and there's a holding penalty moved forward, and then Josh Jacobs just ran in. Did you guys know that there was 3 receivers within 5 yards of each other doing drag routes to the left side?
Not great spacing.
Like, what are we? But why are 3 guys going towards the left? Like, it's like they should be going opposite directions to have the defenders crash into each other. And then at the end of the game, why are we trying to pass the ball? Just run the ball. This play calling, I just feel like this. It's just, I feel like every year, I don't know. I just feel like LaFleur doesn't scheme guys open. He just calls plays. And I just feel like it's going to be it's same year. Like, we're just going to lose in the first round, and then he's going to get one more year, and then he's going to get fired, and then nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to happen. Like Jason said, there is a disconnect, I do feel, to where, like, LaFleur, I think he's just doing too much. And I just, to your point of missing Devontae Wyatt, isn't that Goody's job to then have other guys behind him?
Yeah, but it's like but you draft guys. I don't know who puts more resources into the defense than what Goody has. Lucas Van Ness has been playing inside. You got you have guys there. Devontae Wyatt's a first-round pick. It's not just easy, and you can't just snap your fingers and replace those guys. It'd be like if Micah got hurt or Rashawn got hurt, you'd probably be looking now. You could make the Rashawn Gary hasn't done much in the last 2 weeks, but I get it. But I don't know if that's fully fair, if that makes sense.
I know. It's just like I just feel like I just see these other teams just scheme guys. Like, it's like I don't know. I just feel like I'm just seeing the same thing year after year and week after week, where it's like I feel like we're just like stuck in mud. Like, I just feel like I don't know. Like, we can just get a touchdown within 3 plays. I just feel like I don't know. I've had this thought, and I told like people around me. I feel like each play, I feel like either a throw or a pass. There's a max number of yards we can get just from that play, whether it's from scheming open or just like guys not getting open. I don't know if that's just me. I just feel like offense is just stuck in mud. It takes forever to score, and then even if we don't, we're just slow and just sluggish.
It was like that earlier, but it changed with Golden, and then you got Watson.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Thomas.
Thanks for the call. Yeah, Homer, and I'll put a bow on it.
Yeah, do it.
Offensively and playmaking and all of that, I think there's obviously some room to grow. Golden there, Watson back. I'm not at all worried about our offense. I think it's going to improve and get better, especially if our O-line can stay healthy. Defensively, where's the pass rush in the second half? Why have we regressed? Is it Devontae Wyatt? Because defensively, we are not the same team we were the first 2 weeks. The question mark is, what can we do about that moving forward? And, it's going to need, if we want to get to where we thought we were going the first couple weeks, the defense needs to look more like that than what we saw in the second half tonight. And that is my closing statement.
Just to give a follow-up, Aaron, Jordan Love's quarterback rating for the game was 101.3.
Yeah, Jordan outside of the pick was fantastic.
And the quarterback rating for the old man, Joe Flacco, he nearly equaled his age. His quarterback rating was 107.9, just like a golfer. Shooting your own age is special. That may be called a Flacco now in the NFL. Tausch, thanks. Tomorrow.
You bet. See ya.
3 hours. Wilde and Tausch next.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
When you're injured, you want quick, specialized care, not a long ER wait. The orthopedic care specialists at Ortho ASAP treat fractures, sprains, strains, sports injuries, and more right away. With on-site x-rays and expert care, Ortho ASAP gets you back on track faster. Open 7 days a week with locations in Brookfield and Pewaukee, it's more affordable than the ER. Walk in, get treated, and get back to life. Ortho ASAP. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Your path to a degree should fit your life, not the other way around. At Lakeland University, you can personalize every part of your college experience. With a main campus in Sheboygan, evening classes across the state, and flexible online options, you choose how and when you learn. Just graduated high school, changing careers, juggling work and life, they've got options for you. You can even earn credit for experience you already have, or for the work you're doing now, saving time and money. Start customizing your future today at lakeland.edu/ESPN. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. So the big, beautiful bill is now law. How does the new law affect individuals? For starters, the current tax rates topping out at 37% are made permanent. Taxpayers age 65 or older get an extra $6,000 deduction, but with a phase-out. Social Security is still taxable as it has been. You heard me. Social Security is still taxable, depending on your income. Individuals may deduct up to $25,000 in qualified tip income. Up to $12,500 of the premium for overtime pay is deductible. Of course, there are restrictions. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call 414-325-2040 now to set up a meeting to see how you are affected by these and other provisions of the new law. Don't be surprised on April 15th. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
At Heart of Canal Street, for over 30 years, our hearts have been set on making a difference for children in our community. Now through December 10th, we invite you to share your heart by playing the Canal Street Bingo game at Pawatami Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Every time you play this special bingo game, you're helping to raise funds for children's charities in southeastern Wisconsin. Learn more at Potawatomi.com/heart.
Is your business ready to take the next step? At Fifth Third Commercial Bank Wisconsin, our team of local experienced advisors is here to propel you forward. We understand your needs and offer in-depth expertise, cutting-edge technology, and tailored solutions to streamline your cash collections, automate payments, and safeguard your assets with top-notch fraud mitigation tools. Contact Fifth Third in downtown Milwaukee today. Let's eliminate the non-value add work so you can focus on what truly matters, growing your business. Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Night, Mark Tauscher followed by Gary Ellerson. Can't wait for his opening comments. The Packers defeat the Cincinnati Bengals 27-18 in the first half. Cincinnati had 4 punts and a missed 67-yard field goal. In the second half, they went touchdown, field goal, touchdown, and then tried that 56-yard field goal. Joining us now is Gary Ellerson. Gary, take it away, your opening thoughts.
Well, I mean, I haven't heard any of the post-game shows, so I don't know what the reactions have been. But my initial reaction would be is I don't know if I feel any better about this team than I did before they went on the bye week. I mean, I really don't know what they are. There's a lot of room for growth here. There's a lot of room to get better. Special teams, that was a bit better, seeing that you didn't have McManus and you had to go with another field goal extra point kicker. So that's a positive because that could have blown up. Also, if you just look at it from the offensive standpoint, we did get some run game going, much better with Josh Jacobs, but it's not as consistent as I would like for it to be. Jordan Love is still going to do Jordan Love's things where he's on my list of quarterbacks that's going to give you a couple chances to get picks in the game. You just got to get them. And then it still feels like at the end of the game where he ran out of bounds instead of trying to get the first down. I mean, just small stuff like that. And then defensively, it's kind of puzzling because it doesn't feel like that's the same defense that we saw against Detroit. So, I mean, I feel like teams are, for sure, getting rid of the ball much quicker, so it's not allowing them rush to get there. And you find out that, how we're not as good as we should be on the back end in the secondary. Now, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, right, they're probably the best there is. But they're still at 3-1-1. Great, winning record. But if we're talking Super Bowl, I don't feel like that they're at that point yet.
You said before the bye you didn't know who and what they are. Do you feel you know a little better after the Cincinnati game, the game today, or are you still exactly, I just don't know who or what they are still?
Yeah, I'm still in the same spot.
Okay.
I really am.
All
right. Nothing's very dominating. There's nothing really dominating about this team. If you could just, in our division, if you can go to Detroit, and if you watch Detroit since they lost to us, they've been on fire.
Yes.
And you can see what they're doing. They're hanging their hat on their run game, play action pass, defensive style. I mean, you can just see and feel it. Even if you just look at a team like the Dallas Cowboys, they kind of make a little quick turnaround here. So, and the reason I say Dallas Cowboys because they're not a very good team, but you can still see what they're trying to do. With the Packers, I just can't get a feel for them.
Yeah, when you maybe wanted to after the first half when they held the Bengals to like 25 yards, and then in the second half, the old man, this is like a golfer who's 80 shooting under his age. The old man had a quarterback rating in the second half, Joe Flacco, 107.9. In the first half, it had to be about 10.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is that about?
How does that happen? Now, explain. You played. How can a defense go? They guess at halftime they figured something out. We're just going to throw to our good guys and not try to get them downfield, just in front of everything, and we'll just go down the field, run the ball some, and score.
And that's what's happening right now. That's the blueprint right now of if you're on offense, how to beat this defense. Everything is 1, 2, 3, throw the ball. 1, 2, 3, throw the ball. Because our defensive backs have so much cushion, you get the ball right in front of them.
Right.
And the linebackers, in some point, they're so far up, you can throw it right in between the safety and the linebackers. Those windows are wide open.
And run the ball. And if you can run the ball some to have some balance there.
Yeah.
They did that.
Some. Run the ball some. Now, you don't have to be great, but if you can run it some. That's concerning to me.
So now you feel like maybe you do know him a little. All right, let's get Jim in Saukville on with Gary Ellerson. Jim, winning the record tonight. I think he held for an hour and 10 minutes. That doesn't put you in the Hall of Fame, but it's of note. Jim, you're on with Gary Ellerson. Green Bay game night, let her fly.
Yeah, I've been in that HOF before, so no need for another medal there. Been on hold longer. I have an offensive I have a comment, offensive question, defensive question. First of all, does anyone really think anyone's going to be after Halfley next year? Weren't we? We were, I think, a little presumptuous when when that statement.
Yes, I think they will be, but he's got to have a better stretch. Yes, there will be somebody. He will be a head coach in the NFL. If not this upcoming year, a couple years after that. What do you say, Gary?
Yeah.
Halfley's going to be a head coach in the NFL, yes or no?
Not if it keeps going this way.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. The other thing is, it doesn't make sense to me, and they've done this in other games, to rush 6. They don't have two. They're not adding 2 good pass rushers. They're not getting any extra pressure, and to me, they might as well stick to rushing 4 and adding a little bit more coverage, pass coverage. That's just an observation, and I wonder. Will the offensive line, do you think the offensive line, if it doesn't get better, they'll change the fundamental strategy and how Love creates time for himself, meaning he'll immediately have more plays where he's rolling out because he can't trust the line. At some point, if this line doesn't improve, will they go to that tactic?
Gary?
Well, I think you saw tonight that Jordan Love ran the football a little bit more on his own. And I think a lot of people wanted him to do that to try to go get first down. So, and he couldn't do that last year because he was all banged up. And that was part of his presser tonight, if you heard it, that he talked about he wanted to run the football a little bit more. Last year he couldn't. So we're seeing that. And maybe you'll see some more boot runs, those types of things to try to get outside. But for the most part, I think you're seeing Jordan being a little bit more elusive and using his legs.
Which is going to be a good thing, right?
Yeah, unless he gets hurt, but yeah.
Talking with Gary Ellerson, more of your calls, 1-800-990-3776. It is Green Bay game night. The Packers win 27-18. They're now 3-1-1. And then next Sunday, 3:25 at Arizona. It has been talked about on Twitter that Arizona is attempting to acquire Joe Flacco so he can play against the Packers again. I don't think that's accurate. And then the following Sunday night, the Packers will play at Aaron Rodgers. The team he plays for is insignificant. It's at Aaron Rodgers and all the other guys that wear the same uniform. Your calls with Gary Ellerson next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
The NBA season is officially here, and we're going hard from start to finish. Every player is showing out. All 30 teams are locking in. To win it all in this league, fans and players need to give everything. All season long. The American Express NBA Tip-Off begins October 21st on ESPN, NBC, Peacock, and Prime.
Goldsmiths are essential to running a jewelry store, but they're extremely hard to find.
Goldsmiths can repair jewelry, set diamonds, resize rings, and create beautiful, one-of-a-kind pieces of custom jewelry.
Most jewelry stores do not have an in-house goldsmith.
But Kessler's has 18 wonderful goldsmiths working in our 9 Kessler stores.
The average Kessler's goldsmith has more than 15 years of full-time experience.
And that's not counting all the apprentice goldsmiths and jewelry designers.
Our goldsmiths repair a lot of jewelry that we did not sell.
Bring us your broken jewelry and we'll bring it back to life.
When you see a woman with an extremely attractive, very distinctive engagement ring,
you can safely assume that it's a custom-designed, one-of-a-kind ring made by the goldsmiths at Kessler's.
When your relationship is special, you need a special engagement ring.
if you want something that's breathtakingly one of a kind,
come to Kessler's.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. With over 450 hotel rooms and a luxurious spa, relax in style before diving into non-stop casino action. Watch your favorite teams on the big screens and enjoy great food and drinks at T. McSee's Sports Bar, or savor top-tier dining at Horizon Steakhouse. Then amp up your night with live music and comedy. Head to where the big game, big wins, and big fun come together. The Island Resort and Casino.
Kunis Hope Chevrolet of Milwaukee is having a massive grand opening celebration, and you're invited 3 days only. Thursday, October 16th through Saturday, October 18th. Unprecedented grand opening celebration pricing and discounts on our entire inventory of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs, plus over 800 pre-owned vehicles, starting as low as $39.95 and only $199 per month. We'll be paying above market value on all trade-ins during this event, no matter what the mileage or condition. And during our 3-day celebration, you can take advantage of grand opening service specials on oil changes, replacement tires, brake pads, and rotors. Almost all services with hundreds in savings. It's a party, and you're invited. All brought to you by your good friends and neighbors at Kunis Hope Chevrolet, Milwaukee's #1 Chevy superstore. Don't miss the Kunis Hope Chevrolet of Milwaukee's huge grand opening celebration. Thursday, October 16th through Saturday the 18th, just off I-41 at 11100 West Auto Mall Drive. For info online at KunisHopeChevy.com.
Are you sick and tired of sad, skimpy, frozen pizzas that lack toppings and flavor? Problem solved. Screamin' Sicilian brings the party to pizza with mountains of whole milk mozzarella, premium meats, and veggies stacked to the sky. No tweaks necessary. Just tons of toppings and amazing flavor. Just bake it, bite it, and let it rip. Mamma mia! Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section. Screamin' Sicilian. Toppings piled high, screaming loud, always delicious.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Sunday Night Football, Kansas City leading the Lions 6-3. Lions have the ball. They are moving. It is the end of the first quarter. Of course, everything is important as it relates to the Green Bay Packers, and whatever Detroit is doing is important for the Green Bay Packers. Gary Ellerson is who we're talking to right now. Jeff, I don't know if he's waited an hour, but he's tried multiple times to get on. Jeff, this is Green Bay Game Night. Packers win. Gary Ellerson is there. Let her fly, Jeff.
Okay, so Gary, nice to hear your voice. I hope you're well. Same with you, Homer. This is the deal. The offensive and defensive lines, once again, both played incredibly poorly. The Packers dominated the entire first half and had a 10-point lead to show for it instead of a greater lead than that. They keep doing this. They keep dominating halves statistically, but aren't significantly ahead of their opponent. That in conjunction with the fact that, once again, Matt LaFleur, he does not know how to handle games. At the end of the game, when the clock was ticking down, it was 3rd down and 2. The last thing you want to do is stop the clock for the other team. At the very worst, you'll get a field goal, but if you get a field goal and don't stop the clock, they have to burn their last time out. He just doesn't think. He is a significant liability in any close game. The last thing I'm going to tell you is that if you look at other teams, the big difference between the Packers and a lot of these other teams, the other teams work their offense through their stars. The Packers, Kraft had, 1 or 2 catches? That guy's got to be a main part of this offense. And the other difference between LaFleur and other coaches is teams take on the identity of their coach. I still think the Packers are a team that is playing without an identity. I think they are playing way under their talent level. And I'll tell you.
All right, hold on. I'll let you finish. What do you think their identity should be?
I think that's a great question, Homer. I think their identity should be an offensive juggernaut and a defense that is aggressive and play. I think on both sides. Okay, I'll
hold on. No, you got it there.
sides.
You got it there. I want Gary to respond to any or all, if any of what you suggested jumps out from the lines being so bad. Oh, and then we'll get back to Jeff. All right, Gary, what do you want to add to what was said?
Well, they don't have an identity. That's the whole part of it. That's why you can't figure out what they are. That's why your defense in the second half just disappears.
I tell you their identity, sir.
They're not giving anything.
No, their identity is they're pretty good. That's their identity. They're pretty good.
Well, I mean, right? Yeah, they're pretty good. They're average.
No, better than average. Their offense is pretty good.
They're above average.
Yeah.
But nothing more. They don't knock your socks off, really.
No.
We thought their defense could the first couple weeks, but
not anymore.
Not anymore.
Okay. So my final thing is I agree with Homer. I completely agree with you. Jordan Love bailed out his offensive line several times, and he also bailed out LaFleur several times. He was the difference in basically every one of their touchdown drives. It was all because of him. He just played a fabulous, fabulous game. So
hold on. No, we'll let you finish. Gary, your assessment of Jordan Love, because I think you're always fair about everything. And so I want to know, you don't, and this is, I don't even know that I've said it, you don't pick a side, you just say what you see. So what'd you see from?
Yeah, I need to hear more. When you say bailed out,
okay, go ahead, Jeff.
Okay, this is how I bailed him out. His footwork in the pocket, because the offensive line, there was very few times that Jordan Love just sat back there and had time, where Joe Flacco had tons of time, which is beyond everybody's understanding since Cincinnati's offensive line was supposed to be so bad. That's a whole separate topic. Jordan Love, his ability to use his feet, move around the pocket, and run for first downs, bailed out the offensive line. And I also think he bailed out the play calling because obviously people were not open. And through him ad-libbing and using his feet while he looked downfield, I think he was the difference in the game.
How about that scramble on 3rd and 2? It was like in the second possession. And how many people did he make miss? And then they had the touchdown on the crowd.
Well, what I'm trying to figure out, is he saying Matt LaFleur not a good coach?
You know what, Gary? I think he's a very average coach. I do. I think this team is, and the reason. Well, let me just say, Gary, the reason why I think the team is performing way below their talent level
is because of LaFleur.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with that, but how many times did Tom Brady bail out Belichick?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? If we're gonna compare LaFleur to Belichick.
I'm just saying, you're saying bail out because they all do. How many times Aaron Rodgers bailed out Mike McCarthy?
No, that's a great point, and I agree with you.
They all do. They all do, and
yeah. Well, and I think honestly, so in terms of their identity moving forward, I would like this team on both offensive and defense to be the exact same way. A team that is playing with aggression and a team that is playing with urgency. Those two things on offense and defense. And I just don't see it. I saw it in the first couple of games. The last 3 games, I'm sorry. Oh. Yep. And the 2 games they lost, I'm sorry. I put that completely on LaFleur and how he managed the game.
Aggressive, and urgency. Jeff, thanks for the call. Yeah. Gary, you have a last word on his thoughts?
Well, no, I agree with him. I totally agree with him. Matt LaFleur made some decisions in that game they lost and into the game that they tied, I think ultimately cost them the game. And special teams ultimately cost them the game. And that's on Matt LaFleur as well. So, yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with him, but still, you got players that make plays. And so you can't fault Matt LaFleur for that because they all get quarterbacks that bails them out. But I don't necessarily disagree with anything else that he said.
We will have the injury report with J.C. Woolley later on. We'll find about Van Ness and how that foot injury is. And they're lined up. Everybody wants to talk to Gary Ellerson on the Green Bay game night. Packers win. And they're now 3-1-1, 27-18. Arizona next Sunday, 3:25. Then the following Sunday, they're playing the Packers at Aaron Rodgers and whatever group of football players he wants to bring with him. They don't have a team. They're just Aaron Rodgers' team. That, again, is Sunday night in 2 weeks. You're next with Gary Ellerson.
We're back with Green Bay game night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
At Alpha Custom Apparel, we create standout corporate apparel and promotional gear that makes a lasting impression. Whether it's polos for your next conference, branded jackets for your sales team, or eye-catching giveaways for a client event, we've got you covered. We offer a concierge-like experience for businesses who want more. More customization, more creativity, more impact. From concept to delivery, we help brands big and small show up looking their best with speed, style, and attention to detail. Create with us today at alphacustomapparel.com.
From the baseball playoffs to regular season football, Prize Picks is the best way to win cash watching our favorite teams. Which players are going off? Which ones are overhyped? Well, make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your takes into cash all season long on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. Prize Picks now offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Prize Picks also offers injury reboots. If one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks won't count it as a loss. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. Join millions of users. Sign up for America's #1 fantasy sports app. Download the Prize Picks app today and use that code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris go inside Bucks training camp. Find Here District now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Your path to a degree should fit your life, not the other way around. At Lakeland University, you can personalize every part of your college experience. With a main campus in Sheboygan, evening classes across the state, and flexible online options, you choose how and when you learn. Just graduated high school, changing careers, juggling work and life, they've got options for you. You can even earn credit for experience you already have, or for the work you're doing now, saving time and money. Start customizing your future today at lakeland.edu/ESPN. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
Green and gold fans, it's game day. And you know what that means. Tailgating with friends and raising a glass to our favorite team. This season, make Bacardi the star of your pregame party. Whether you're mixing up a classic Bacardi and cola, refreshing Bacardi lime and soda, or a smooth spiced and cola, Bacardi is the perfect pick for game day fun. Grab a bottle and get ready to cheer on Green Bay with the best in hand. Available now at your local retailer. Live passionately, drink responsibly. Bacardi USA, Miami, Florida. Rum 40% alcohol by volume.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with AccuTrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use AccuTrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. AccuTrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. React to the game by calling the Carbless Talk and Text line, 800-990-3776.
They are in line to talk with Gary Ellerson. I'm going to mention tomorrow. It'll be Gary Ellerson and Greg Matzik at Pawatami. Pawatami Sportsbook in Milwaukee has dozens of self-serve kiosks and over 2,000 square foot video wall, seating for over 200, full restaurant and bar, VIP deck, and more. It's a sports betting paradise. Bet above the rest. I say they should say it's a sports paradise, because even if you don't bet, it's fantastic. As nice a place as you've ever been to watch a sporting event. So, Pawatami Sportsbook in Milwaukee, a sports betting paradise, and I would add a sports paradise. And you're there tomorrow from 6 to 8, right?
Absolutely. With me and my good friend, Greg Matzik.
You love that because you like doing a show the day after where people have maybe calmed down. And, for example, no one's saying what I said on the show before you came on, and that is I'm a little bit disappointed in Micah Parsons. Not a lot, but, like, did he play today? I expected there to be a player or two each game where you go, wow. And instead they go like, yeah, I watch it, and he's double-teamed. But, I mean, did I feel like Micah Parsons was on the field today? No, I did not. Al Parsons was on the field today. But maybe that's an overreaction. Maybe I'll feel different by tomorrow, but I doubt it.
No, you won't. I mean, it's not an overreaction at all. But I just feel like the way they are playing him right now, I think it's easier to block him. I mean, they got him rushing. They got him rushing up the middle. Well, because to me, I just get him out on the edge and leave him there.
Okay.
They got him moving around all over inside and all that kind of mess, and it's easier to find him and block him once he's in the middle like that. You can double, triple team. What's got to happen is Rashawn Gary and these other guys, Lucas Van Ness, those guys got to win one-on-ones, and they're not doing that. And so, therefore, the Micah Parsons effect is not really in effect until all these other guys start doing their jobs. Or if I had it my way, put him out there in that wide nine and let him go get the quarterback. And they're not doing that. They're being too fancy with him.
And we have Mitch. Mitch in Burlington. You're on with Gary Ellerson. Let her fly. Green Bay game night. Millions are listening or watching on YouTube.
Hey, guys. So I'm going to start here. All right. I think back to Jordan's first year starting and after the Pittsburgh game. And it turned out after we learned that was when LaFleur took the training wheels off, and we just let that offense, just let it go. And I think we've got to get back to that. That's what I want to see. I feel like everything is just check down. It doesn't, there's just not a lot of flow. And I know it's come from play action, and they talk about how Jacobs doesn't like those runs, whatever it is. And when it comes to situational football, I want to see the team coach with the aggressiveness that you would see from other teams with elite QBs and elite offenses. And I think you got to practice it in the regular season so you can do it in the playoffs when it really matters. And the defense has got to, the corners have got, and
what happened in the second half? Tell us what happened, Mitch, in the second half when the old man had a quarterback rating of 107.9, and somebody tell me what his quarterback rating was in the first half. I went to the Institute. I'll bet it was 30. How does that happen against a good defense?
I don't blame the pass rush too much because the quarterback's getting rid of it so quick. The linebackers and corners got to play tighter, knowing that he's not going to have a lot of time to get rid of it. We got to force a turnover. That's about all I got. But this team, they're looking like another wild card team, 10-win team.
All right, thanks for the call.
Thanks, guys.
Gary, there's kind of a sadness there. Like, yeah, that's just what they are. It's the same old. They're pretty good. And I'm more confident because I think they'll figure out Parsons before the end of the year. He's good. Just, you have good players, then you have a chance to figure it out and do it well. If you don't have really good players, you can't figure anything else out because there's nothing to figure out. What do you think, Gary?
Well, yeah, I just think they haven't figured out how to use them yet.
And then, man,
all of a sudden,
go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, all of a sudden now, where's Adrian Cooper?
Agreed. Yes. Nowhere.
So, I mean, they've lost something defensively, especially with those two players, to me.
Yeah. I want to ask you, like, offensively, I think when you get Watson, because Golden, and somebody else said this, I'm stealing it from them, and they said there should be a certain number of targets for Golden in games, or Tucker Kraft. They're not getting targeted enough. You know, make your stars be stars, or give them the chance to be stars. But I don't know if that's even legitimate given play calling in the NFL. It makes sense to me, but you also got to go elsewhere if teams like Belichick are taking away your best. But go ahead.
Well, what they're saying is throw it to him anyway if he's double teamed.
But then I got to make sure I don't turn it over, because then that's
correct.
All right. Well, do you think? I mean, I want him to throw the ball to Tucker Kraft every play.
At this point, they have to get the ball to Golden much more than they are.
Right. Jacobs, Kraft, and Golden are my guys at the top.
Yeah.
I mean, there are other people that are good, but I just thinking they can't stop us. We got too much going on. You stop Golden, we'll go to Jacobs. But the running game, I don't think you can go to. The holes just don't seem big enough. Like, how are they going to stop Kraft, or how do they? I don't know, but I think those are three really, really good weapons. And it's clear that Golden, right, just looks a little something more.
Yeah, he does. So they need to figure out how to get in the ball more. Know your fans about it.
Yeah, and then find a way to notice Cooper again.
Yes.
1-800-990-3776. The Packers are 3-1-1. Detroit scored. They're ahead of Kansas City 10-6. And then Kansas City had 4th and 1 at the Detroit 19. And then Mahomes had an incompleted pass. So Detroit getting the ball back, leading 10-6 with about 7 minutes to go. And again, everybody should watch Detroit, because that's the team the Packers got to beat to win the division. And if you don't win the division, you know what happens, Gary? 6 seed, 7 seed.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of that, though.
Aren't you? Oh, with this team, you're not. Wow.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not afraid of that.
So then you still think it's just like the Brewers. This team can be a little bit different.
Just get in.
Just get in. All right. 1-800-990-3776. Told you about Pawatami. I want to mention Window Nation. They have a 90% customer satisfaction rate, which is important to me, because, like, it's nice what I say, but you want to hear from the people that have done stuff with them. They can install in 1 day, depending on the size of the job. Yes, Window Nation. It's not that they'll do it. They'll do it now. Right now. That would be my line for Window Nation. We do it right now. When you buy 2 replacement windows, you'll get 2 for free, pay nothing for 2 whole years, and that sale ends the end of the month, October 31st. Your free estimate now at windownation.com. Yep, they'll do it right now. Tell them Homer said right, not just now, right now. windownation.com. You're not doing it right if you don't go with Window Nation. You're probably not getting it done right now. More Gary Ellerson with your calls next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
This is Kevin Moret from Mentality. Every day is a silent competition, and with testosterone dropping 1% annually, you're fighting an uphill battle. Your colleagues notice when you lose your edge, your partner senses when your confidence wavers, and without addressing low T, you're set up to fail. No willpower can overcome this hormonal deficit. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments have shown a 30% increase in testosterone levels. Don't let low T define you. Reclaim your power at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
At Heart of Canal Street, for over 30 years, our hearts have been set on making a difference for children in our community. Now through December 10th, we invite you to share your heart by playing the Canal Street Bingo game at Pawatami Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Every time you play this special bingo game, you're helping to raise funds for children's charities in southeastern Wisconsin. Learn more at Potawatomi.com/heart.
Hi, this is Michelle Vasco, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. So you filed your return and owe the IRS money you can't pay, or you haven't filed a return for years because you are afraid you will owe the IRS. Whether it is income taxes, payroll taxes, or sales tax, we can help. Often we can file back tax returns and get your refund. We negotiate payment plans with the IRS or settle with the IRS for sometimes pennies on the dollar. We get the interest and penalties reduced, which are many times greater than the original tax owed because so much time has passed. Stop the sleepless nights and worrying they will wipe out your bank account and garnish your wages. Your situation will not go away if you bury your head in the sand. The first meeting is free. Call now, 414-325-2040, or visit nealgroup.net. You earned it. We help you keep it. That's 414-325-2040 or nealgroup.net.
We all have someone we know or love that has been affected by some form of cancer.
No matter how well you love and support them and try to be there for them, you can never really know what a person is feeling after hearing the words, "You have breast cancer."
Only another person that has been through this experience can really understand what it feels like.
ABCD, After Breast Cancer Diagnosis, is a Milwaukee-based organization known around the world.
When someone calls ABCD, they are matched with a mentor who is a breast cancer survivor of similar age and has the same type of breast cancer who can provide hope when people need it the most.
Kessler's is excited to announce that we've designed 3 new Hope pendants to honor breast cancer patients, survivors, thrivers, and caregivers.
100% of the net proceeds, along with an additional donation from Kessler's, will support ABCD when you purchase the symbol of hope.
You can find a link with more information about ABCD, along with all 3 modern designs starting at just $75 in sterling silver and $598 in gold, online at KesslersDiamonds.com.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. Call the Carbless Talk and Text Line, 800-990-3776.
Green Bay Game Night. First, it's Mark Tauscher. Then it's Gary Ellerson. Then it'll be Jason Wilde. I'm Homer. Packers win 27-18. The record is now 3-1-1. Next at Arizona, 3:25 next Sunday. And then 2 weeks from almost right now, the Packers will be playing at Aaron Rodgers. He's not on the team. It's just other guys at where he's at now. They're playing at Aaron Rodgers. Gary Ellerson is ready. Let's go to Nate. Nate, you're on with Gary Ellerson. Let her fly.
Hey, what's up, guys? Great show. I'm going a little crazy listening to the Packers fans tonight, and not to poke at you, Gary, because I love you, man. But you know who the Cowboys are. They're a team that just lost to the Carolina Panthers today. and they're not even going to make the playoffs. So, I know that he played the best game I've ever seen him play against the Packers. Kind of an unfortunate time for that to happen, but they're not even going to make the playoffs. They completely mismanaged the Micah Parsons situation, and they're just doomed to failure again with Jerry Jones at the helm. Now, for the Packers, to me, I hear a lot of the fans just basically acting like no matter how many injuries they have, no matter how banged up they are, we're just going to hold them to the same expectations. So it doesn't matter Jaden Reed got hurt. It doesn't matter the first-rounder Devontae Wyatt was an absolute beast, got hurt. We're still going to expect the same pressure with 4 down linemen. Even though that makes no sense when your best interior lineman is hurt, it doesn't matter that Zach Tom got hurt, and I don't get it. If Zach Tom doesn't get hurt, the Packers are easily undefeated right now. Easily. Where'd that field goal block come from in that Browns game?
Hold on,
right?
we might have to use that for a discount legger Twitter poll question. If Zach Tom was healthy, the Packers would be undefeated. If he'd been healthy the whole season. Easily. Gary, would you like to join that? I can't join that, but maybe you can.
Okay.
Gary.
Well,
hold on. We're not saying that doesn't mean you're wrong. Everybody's not going to have the same opinion. Gary, if Zach Tom had been healthy through 5 games, would the Packers be 5-0?
No, because Matt LaFleur still made some errant calls in those last 2 games that I thought that would cost me.
But
if you take out the blocked extra point against the Cowboys, there were some costly mistakes in there that on Matt LaFleur.
Well, I'm not just talking about a block extra point. I'm talking about in the Browns game, the field goal was blocked. That's the only reason they lost. Where'd that pressure come off? The right side where Zach Tom got hurt.
We were saying that too. I said even if you take that out, fine, excuse that. And then you also had the block extra point. Just take that out.
The 2 points.
If you want to. The 2 point. I'm just saying there were still plays within that game that Matt LaFleur made a costly mistake on that I think hurt the ball team.
Did you know that Wyatt was that good?
But those are basically tie games, right? All I'm saying is Zach Tom, you take out Jordan Love because he's the quarterback, he has an outsized impact, right? And you take out Micah Parsons, who the Packers just got right before the start of the season. In my opinion, the best player, non-quarterback on the Green Bay Packers outside of Micah, who's a brand-new player, is Zach Tom. That's their best player at any position, in my opinion. And I just don't think the big guys get the credit. And I just think that Packers fans act like, hey, these guys get hurt, and we're just not going to change our expectations.
All right, what is your expectation? So you're as confident in this team as you were after the first 2 weeks?
If they get healthy, right? You lose your best offensive lineman for the season. If Zach Tom was out for the year, then I'm saying that's a devastating injury, and the Packers are no longer a contender because I think that's the right way to cover it. Unless you have great depth, right? If you just drafting tackles, you got another guy in the wings or something, right? It matters your depth too. But if you don't have the depth there and the Packers don't, they're relying on their starters to stay healthy, and their best interior defensive lineman got hurt, and their best offensive lineman got hurt.
Did you know why it was that good?
And that
Devontae.
I'll admit. Yes, I will. That is a great question. I'll give you that. I will admit that it's one of those things where you don't know until they're gone. Yeah. And obviously, in order to get the pressure with the front 4, with them doubling Micah, Gary, and Van Ness, without that it's sort of getting blown up from the inside, it's not there. So did I know why it was that?
Yeah, but here's the thing about that. Here's the thing about that when you play that game. And the game that you're playing is who's hurt and who's available. Well, every given Sunday, there's other teams that you play against is who's hurt and who's available.
I get that, and I'm with you. Right, it's a game of replacement.
Then you have to go down. The list of the Cleveland Browns, who's hurt and who's available. Go down the list of the Cincinnati Bengals, who's hurt and who's available. Hell, the Dallas Cowboys, I think they had like 3-4 offensive linemen out. Who's hurt, who's available. So if you're going to play that game, then you got to play that game from both sides, not just on your side when it fits you.
I do, but I'm just saying that the Packers don't have the depth, and we're going to call them a Super Bowl contender. They have to have those players.
You don't.
You didn't hear?
You don't because you keep saying who's hurt, and they're not available.
But listen, Packers player that's hurt. I didn't say Jaden Reed. Why? Because I don't think they can lose a wide receiver with having Jordan Love in the depth, right? There were specific guys that I named. Yes, everybody gets hurt, but you can't lose Jordan Love. Don't you agree with that? If the Packers lost Jordan Love, they're not a contender. So it's in my opinion, that's the quarterback. We'd all agree you can't lose the quarterback, but it's how much the other guys matter. Your best interior defensive lineman, your best offensive tackle, you can't lose those guys. That's what I'm saying. But I'm with you. I do agree with you. You all made some great points.
You didn't say the quarterback, though, but what's your point? You didn't say the quarterback. You started talking about Devontae Wyatt. You started talking about Jaden Reed. You started talking about Christian Watson. You started talking about Zach Tom, Jordan Morgan. I mean, all those guys are hurt, but the teams that you're playing, they have players that are out too.
But I'm saying Jaden Reed is a guy you can lose a receiver, right? They lose Christian Watson every year. They lost Jaden Reed. They still don't have Christian Watson in there. You can lose some receivers. Jordan Love can overcome that, but you don't have the depth on the interior of your defensive line, and you don't have the depth on your offensive line. When they put Jordan Morgan in, it matters about who comes in when your guy gets hurt. If you have the depth and they can still play, then you might survive that, right? But did you watch Jordan Morgan when Zach Tom got hurt? He was a first-round pick. He should have been in there and been able to play. He was getting owned, right? When Valentine's been out there, he's been getting owned.
Sometimes it can take a while, but yes. All right, I want you to answer, both of you to answer this question. The Packers only sacked the Bengals one time, and it wasn't Micah Parsons. It's the fewest sacks the Bengals have allowed in a game this season. And my answer to that is it's easy. Joe Flacco. You got a guy out there who's going to release the ball so he's not sacked. Is it? I mean, I'm almost appalled by that stat, not mentioning if you had the same person at quarterback, be one thing. He was going to make damn sure he didn't get sacked, right? That's what I saw. They didn't
and they didn't put up very many points as a result, right? Joe Burrow might have taken 3 or 4 sacks, but they probably would have scored 40 points on us and won if they had Joe Burrow in there. Remember, the Bengals have the best number 1, number 2 receiver duo, T. Higgins and Chase. Yeah, they probably would have scored 40 and beat us.
Gary, what do you think about stats that don't factor in the quarterbacks you got when they put them out?
I didn't hear you. What is that?
Were the Packers horrible at getting quarterback sacks on the Bengals since it was the fewest they've allowed in a game this season? I said no. They don't have some.
No.
They got an old guy there who's smart enough to get rid of the ball so that he doesn't get sacked.
Well, that's the game plan.
Right.
From what you saw the last time Flacco was at quarterback, they getting rid of the football.
All right. Then we agree. All right. Nate, thanks for the call. Do it again. 1-800-990-3776. And what I like is that people bring up different things. Like it might be, or of all this season, the part that surprises me is I just didn't think Devontae Wyatt was that good. Now, maybe he's become better because of the change. You don't have Clark back there, but they do seem to miss him more than I thought. Would you agree with that, Gary?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. And
but it's a little early for you on that, too.
Yeah.
It
is.
A little more.
It really is, yeah.
All right, now we're going to take a break, and then we're going to get to stats. Stats I love to give Gary Ellerson. For example, Josh Jacobs, 18 carries, 93 yards, 5+ yards per carry, 2 touchdowns, and a long run of 16 as a former running back. What did you think of Josh Jacobs?
Well, I thought they played well. I mean, the offensive line, the holes were huge. So they look much better than they did in the first 4 games that they played. So I think, they're coming off the bye week. Maybe they had enough opportunity to get everybody back and just get used to where they've been lining up. I thought Josh played well, but I thought the line played much better.
And this is the thing that I add that I think is wrong. You cannot mention in today's NFL a running back without listing rushing and receiving. Josh Jacobs had 5 receptions for 57 yards. That means 23 touches and 150 yards. That's a big game. That's what I say.
That's pretty good.
Whether it comes receiving or rushing, doesn't matter, especially the way they do it. All right, now we have Josh Jacobs was targeted 5 times. You know how many times Tucker Kraft was targeted according to my stats? Tucker Kraft.
How many?
2.
How many times?
2. He was targeted twice. He had 2 catches for 43 yards. That should be against the law. Explain to me, Gary, with all your NFL experience, how the hell Tucker Kraft, because I admit I'm biased, I would target him even when he isn't in the game. Like he's sitting on the bench, I'm still throwing the ball toward him.
Yeah, it just feels like the Packers right now are not really force-feeding anybody.
Yeah.
The days of Devontae Adams is over. It feels like who's ever open, that's who gets the ball, or whoever has a play designed for them, that's who gets the ball.
All right, because Matthew Golden, 3 receptions, 86 yards, 29 yards per catch, targeted 5 times. Romeo Doubs, 5 receptions, 55 yards, 11 per catch, targeted 9 times.
Who got the most targets, Romeo?
Romeo's at 9. Jacobs and Golden 5 each. Jacobs, they're just basically runs. They just throw the ball out to him in the flat. Tucker Kraft.
Well, I mean the targets. How many targets, not catches? Targets.
Yeah, targets. Yep. Targets, Matthew Golden 5. Josh Jacobs 5. Okay. Romeo Doubs 9. And Tucker Kraft 2. Come on, man.
Right. So Romeo Doubs leads in targets.
Correct. Significantly. Is that wrong, or am I?
Yeah. No, he likes Romeo Doubs.
Okay. I'll be liking Matthew Golden because I think he's going to be open and downfield.
I think it takes time, but yeah, you should be looking to him a little bit more.
All right, we'll get to more stats. We talked about Cooper, and this reinforces my belief that if I played linebacker for the Packers, I would have 8 tackles. Gary Ellerson won't say anything because he's shaking his head going, why do you go that far, Homer? You don't. You just can't go that far.
Easily, Homer.
Yeah. Edgerrin Cooper, 11 tackles, 4 solo, and 1 tackle for a loss. Quay Walker with 8, 5 solos. I just don't. Neither of them jumped out. Quay Walker jumped out to me because he gave up the touchdown pass, and I thought he misplayed that. But 19 tackles, 9 solo by Edgerrin Cooper and Quay Walker. You know, they must have been tackling those receivers after they caught passes in front of them. I don't know. I'll defer to you on that.
I didn't feel it.
Yeah, I feel like Cooper's lost. I don't.
Yeah.
Was there a wow, what a great play, or I don't know. I don't. No wow. I'm a wow guy. I've admitted that. All right, more with Gary Ellerson. They're still waiting in line to talk to him. Man, it never ends. 1-800-990-3776. The Carbless Talking text line with Gary Ellerson. And yes, the Packers did win. Feel like I have to mention that. 27-18, the record 3-1-1. Next Sunday afternoon, 3:25 at Arizona. And then 2 weeks, it's at Aaron Rodgers on Sunday night. Oh, man. And I think his team is now 4-1, aren't they? I believe they are. Yep. And the Jets are the Jets. They'd have been better off to keep him and not bring in the coach. It's ugly. Ugly. Next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Is back pain slowing you down? The OAW Spine Center offers specialized care with advanced treatments for herniated discs, spinal fusion, and more. Their board-certified orthopedic care specialists use the least invasive methods, starting with non-surgical options. If surgery is needed, they provide minimally invasive procedures. The OAW Spine specialists focus on getting you back to an active lifestyle faster. The OAW Spine Center. There is a difference. Visit OAWspinecenter.com.
To help those who want to be helped but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. With over 450 hotel rooms and a luxurious spa, relax in style before diving into non-stop casino action. Watch your favorite teams on the big screens and enjoy great food and drinks at T. McSee Sports Bar, or savor top-tier dining at Horizon Steakhouse. Then amp up your night with live music and comedy. Head to where the big game, big wins, and big fun come together. The Island Resort and Casino.
Hi, it's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tauscher, inviting you to join me July 5th on a journey through the lovely landscapes of England, Scotland, and Wales with Colette. We'll take in the charm of the countryside and the history of the great cities. Imagine standing before Big Ben in London, then later gazing out from Edinburgh Castle. So rich in history, it feels like you're stepping back in time. Along the way, we'll explore the storybook villages of Chester and Shakespeare's Stratford-upon-Avon, places where every street seems to whisper a piece of history. And how about a scenic train ride through the rolling green hills that lead us right into the medieval city of York? It's all part of this incredible journey. From iconic landmarks to cozy villages, from bustling city streets to peaceful countryside views, you'll experience the very best of Britain's history, culture, and beauty, and create memories that last a lifetime. To learn more about this amazing adventure, text TRAVEL to 800-990-3776 or visit ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com for full details.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Love, Jacobs, McKinney, Golden, and now Micah Parsons? This year's gonna be fun. Now's the time to set a game plan for your Green Bay and Wisconsin pigskin parties. This is Marie from Discount Liquor. We are your football party beverage headquarters. Whether you need an ice-cold keg, a bottle of your favorite wine, a unique craft brew, or hard-to-find liquor, we have everything you need, all at the lowest prices in town. Come see us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow and Maine in downtown Waukesha. Voted best liquor store again.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
Wherever you're tailgating, we'll get you all set up with your favorite beverages. We're open daily 9 to 9 and Sundays 10 to 2. See all of our weekly specials at DiscountLiquorInc.com.
Discount Liquor.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Gary Ellerson. First it was Mark Tauscher, now Gary Ellerson, then it'll be Jason Wilde. Green Bay Game Night. We have a Bengals fan, Keelan, our first Bengals fan on Green Bay Game Night. You're on with Gary Ellerson. Let her fly, Keelan.
Hey, how are y'all doing today? I mean, y'all got the win, actually, so y'all should be feeling great, I would think. But it sounds like y'all aren't happy.
What do you mean? You're a Bengals fan? You know how pathetic you've been since your quarterback got hurt, right?
Real quick. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. This is what I wanted to, push back on real quick. It sounded like despite the fact y'all did win by 2 scores against us, it almost sounds like y'all lost. And the thing is, this team is honestly way more dangerous than people give it credit for. Now, the last 3 weeks, we've been playing awful. I'm not going to deny that. We have been pitiful. But that was honestly because we had Jake Browning behind us, who would give up the ball at our own 30. And then now all of a sudden, what's the defense supposed to do at that point, you know? They're tired. We're just giving up the ball over and over again.
So you would have warned everybody how much better the Bengals would be with an old man at quarterback.
I honestly, yes. I would say that. Oh, real quick, I just want to give just a quick shout-out to the fans. I was at the game at Lambeau. Had a great time. All of the Green Bay fans were so nice to me, and we had a great time, and I just wanted to give a shout-out to them all for that. But
Garrett, do you have anything for our Bengals fan? Tauscher said that people at the game, he thought Bengals fans were elated that it was almost like they won the game.
I didn't say that.
I didn't say you did, but that's what he did. Do you feel like you won the game even though you didn't because the season's not over and that your old man quarterback might actually make the team decent and you'll have a chance for something?
This is what I'll say about the Bengals in my current feeling of this, and I'm sure I'm going to feel differently tomorrow and the next day. But my current feeling of this is the season doesn't feel completely lost right now for us because now we do have the old man behind there, and the thing is, technically, Burrow can still come back technically in the last 2 weeks. And the thing is, if Flacco can get us to about 500, which is definitely possible, if he can get us back to 500 and then the timetable is looking 3 or 2 weeks left in the season, there's a chance.
There's a chance.
I'm willing.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a chance. But also, I wanted to real quick say, though, another thing I wanted to say with how dangerous the team can be, even with the old man behind there. One thing I would.
By the way, I got to interrupt you. Then I'm going to let Gary answer. The NFL has stated that, given his age, he must be described as a Old Testament starting quarterback, because back in the Old Testament, people lived to be very, very long time, and that would be appropriate so that people don't make fun of him for being old. He's old, but Old Testament old. What do you think of that, Gary?
Yeah, he's old.
Who was the oldest guy you played with and that you remember thinking, either with Green Bay or Detroit, the dude is old? I mean, they're still good, but it's like...
Joe Ferguson.
Yeah, the quarterback. Right?
Yeah, I called Joe Ferguson when I played for the Lions.
And you can just tell they're old because they do everything slowly, or what? What's the tip-off on old?
Well, no, because I remember watching Joe Ferguson.
Play for.
He's with Buffalo.
Yes.
With OJ and all that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you have any question or comment for Keelan, our Bengals fan? Do you want to set him straight, or?
Well, thanks for calling, buddy. Appreciate it.
And Green Bay fans are great. It is a different place. It's like you're in some little town, right? I mean, I haven't traveled to all the different parks. Are you still there, Keelan?
Yeah, I'm still there.
So do you feel it's different in Lambeau Field just because of the size of the town or what you're surrounded by as you go to the stadium, but maybe not?
I think there is. There's definitely a different spirit or just a different vibe at Lambeau than other stadiums I've been in. I mean, I would definitely say it's definitely different than Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. It definitely feels a lot more different. But and I mean this all in a very good way. I had a very positive experience at Lambeau, and I think it probably is because of that small town. You know what I mean? That sort of small town feel with a big stadium there.
You got a picket fence right across from Lambeau Field. You don't got that any other NFL thing. Gary, that's.
No, you scared them.
Yeah, I mean that's what people. I've never heard of anybody having a bad experience at Lambeau Field. Gary?
Well, because for most people, sports fans a bucket list.
That's true, yeah. But it's a
Yeah,
good
I
bucket
was
list.
100%
You have it as a
agree.
bucket list, but then when you go, you think, yeah, this place is good, right? You don't go, I can't believe I thought this was a bucket list. It lives up to expectations, correct?
Yeah.
100%.
100%. Well, yeah, you got the Old Testament old man, so he's not as old. I mean, when you're 200 years old in the Old Testament, I'm not even sure that's old. I'll have to get my Old Testament age guy. Keelan, thanks for taking the time to call in. And
Can I say one more thing real quick? Sorry, I don't mean to. I just
as long as Gary says you can,
another...
you can. This is the Gary Ellerson homework.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I was also going to state though, of just like, sorry, I was also going to state though that incredible catch from Jamar Chase, touchdown catch. One of the best things I ever got to see in a live event. But also the thing is, just to help give you all some more perspective, we have probably the best wide receiver in the NFL, and if we didn't have that, another thing is this is probably a different game. Y'all probably win like 27-10, and and you all, what I mean. I'm just trying to give more like points for my Bengals players.
You think Chase is the best wide receiver in the NFL, right?
100%.
100%.
I'll stand on that.
All right. Thanks, Keelan. Jamar Chase, 10,
Thank you so much.
10 receptions for 94 yards. He was targeted 12 times. I checked with Tucker Kraft. He gets targeted 12 times in a month. Jamar Chase with 12 targets. Wow. Higgins got 8. Those two got 20 of the 40 targets. Whew. And to be fair, Gary, they deserve it, right? There's no...
As well as they should.
As well they should. All right, we're going to break. Final segment with Gary Ellerson. We've got comments from people on YouTube, and maybe he'll just want to leave us with his closing thoughts as well. The last segment with Gary Ellerson next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesh Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, service, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
From the baseball playoffs to regular season football, Prize Picks is the best way to win cash watching our favorite teams. Which players are going off? Which ones are overhyped? Well, make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your takes into cash all season long on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. Prize Picks now offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Prize Picks also offers injury reboots. If one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks won't count it as a loss. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. Join millions of users. Sign up for America's #1 fantasy sports app. Download the Prize Picks app today and use that code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Your path to a degree should fit your life, not the other way around. At Lakeland University, you can personalize every part of your college experience. With a main campus in Sheboygan, evening classes across the state, and flexible online options, you choose how and when you learn. Just graduated high school, changing careers, juggling work and life, they've got options for you. You can even earn credit for experience you already have, or for the work you're doing now, saving time and money. Start customizing your future today at lakeland.edu/ESPN. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
The holidays are here, full of joy, family, friends, and yes, a little hustle and bustle. That's why you need Aleve. Between cooking, shopping, and all those extra errands, aches and pains can sneak in. Aleve is here to help with long-lasting body pain relief. Don't let body pain slow you down. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, you can keep up with the season's magic and all that awaits. Pick up Aleve and get back to what really matters, making memories. Use as directed.
Think Verizon, the best 5G network, is expensive? Think again. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store, and we'll give you a better deal. Now, what to do with your unwanted bills? Maybe turn them into paper airplanes headed to See Ya Never AT&T and T-Mobile. Jokes aside, the best 5G network has you covered with the most ways to save on plans, streaming, and phone deals. So bring in your bill to your local Verizon store, and we'll give you a better deal. Rankings based on Root Metric True Score report dated 1H 2025. Your results may vary. Must provide a postpaid consumer mobile bill dated within the past 45 days. Bill must be in the same name as the person redeeming the deal. Additional terms apply.
The dance of sunlight on water.
Shimmering, sparkling, beautiful, hypnotic.
Houses that overlook a gorgeous body of water are the most highly desired houses in the world.
The Bellamare collection of fine jewelry features classic white diamonds flanked and surrounded by rare and exotic blue diamonds.
Bellamare means beautiful water.
Bellamare, sunlight on water, glimmering and twinkling.
The dance is enticing.
The look is spectacular.
The impact is exciting.
Blue and white diamonds created in the heart of Mother Nature
will dance and sing on the body of a glittering, sparkling woman.
Bellamare. This blue and white beauty of sunlight on water
should be worn on the fingers,
the wrist,
the neck, and the ears
of the woman you love.
The Bellamare collection is available only at Kessler's.
We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. React to the game by calling the Carbless Talk and Text line, 800-990-3776.
The Gary Ellerson Green Bay Game Night, and he'll be on tomorrow with Greg Matzik. They're over at Pawatami from 6 until 8. Do a great job. And the Gary Ellerson, I love to do it a day later. You can think about it, and you won't have crazy thoughts like Homer has sometimes. This is on YouTube. The Packers will lose to the Cardinals. They are desperate. That's the Packers' next game at Arizona Sunday. I would think anybody could pick the Packers to lose on the road until they do something on the road, which they haven't done yet.
Correct.
At Cleveland and at Dallas. What can you explain to people how much difference there is or not on the road versus at home?
Well, one, you got to get on a plane, Homer.
Fine, I get on a plane. I mean, come on. Yeah, you got to get on a plane. What? These are professional athletes. They're the finest athletes in the world. Oh, wait, they had to get on a plane. You can't expect them to play.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do fans make a difference? Do you get juiced up or I don't know.
No, well, they don't have to go play. Travel time is different.
All right.
A little jet lag.
Is it fair to say, which I have, I find out how good a team is based on how they play on the road. There are no bad teams winning on the road. Bad teams can win at home some, but you win on the road, you're damn good. For example, Detroit beats Kansas City on the road tonight. That stands out, and I understand Kansas City's not.
What's the score?
It's 13-10 Kansas City at half.
Okay.
But on teams? Do you think I can tell you how good we are? Let me watch us play on the road, or is that overrated?
Yeah, well, the West Coast trips and the East Coast trip they're always tough from a travel standpoint.
They always say the young players tend to play better at home than on the road. The more veteran players, it isn't as big a deal. Is that made up or is that true?
No, that's true.
So they could lose to the Cardinals. Defense, playing way too much zone. Yeah. We are short defensive backs, but not sure why we can get to the quarterback. Highly concerning.
Yes.
I mean, I think you said they got to find a way for Parsons. Parsons' back injury was held a couple of times. but I think his back is worse than we think. Can you notice if somebody's hurt? Then
yeah, I'm not sure on that.
Wyatt is a massive injury. If it was, wouldn't everybody have said that when he got hurt? I don't remember anybody saying it.
Yeah, I don't remember it. Yeah, I don't either.
You're not sold on that.
On that.
All right.
Yeah, no.
I always want to know what you're thinking because you're going to talk about it more tomorrow with Greg Matzik. You said going into the bye week, Homer, I just don't know what this team is for sure, and it's early, so calm down. And then you said tonight you didn't really find out that much from Cincinnati, so
right.
you're still.
Sure did.
I thought I found out that Jordan Love can run more.
Which is not a bad thing.
I thought Jordan Love can run more.
Not a bad thing.
Yeah, okay. You're right, because you could have learned bad things about him. The fact that you didn't learn bad things about him is good. Yeah.
Right. Correct.
Now we get the closing comment from Gary Ellerson. Not once did he say, "you guys." And that is a record. It's the first time you have come on the show.
Yeah.
I think Green Bay game night, and you didn't say "you guys" in reference to fans and some of the things that they say.
Well, you people.
You people, you guys, yeah, you people. Yeah, that's true. It should be more you people.
Okay, fine.
What is your biggest concern about LaFleur as a coach? And has that changed or developed in recent time?
I just think that in-game decisions, at some point, leaves to be desired. I think he's got to save his players from themselves sometimes. And I don't think he's been able to do that with Jordan Love. So it'll get better. But as you watch the league around the bye week, kind of saw some teams that stood out, and there's some teams that took a step backwards. The Green Bay Packers, most certainly after the bye week, did not take a step backwards. But for me, they took a step forward only because they won. But you would like to have seen it done in more of a dominating fashion, and that didn't happen.
Yeah, I don't know. As I said, you'd have to say maybe Jacobs because he had 150 yards in running and receiving. And we both said this last year. We thought that Jordan Love's hurt because he didn't run the way we know he can run. Tonight, he looked like this afternoon. He looked like.
But tonight he said that tonight in his press conference.
Oh, he did. He's trying to do that more.
Looking to run more because he's healthier.
Oh, just because health, or not like, because if he didn't mention the healthy, I'd be going like, what? It doesn't make any sense.
No.
Like this isn't you went and got a new body. No, you know who you are, and I'm sure throughout his career, he's felt comfortable running when he has to. But he's a quarterback first. He's a throwing quarterback. I throw to make a living. I run when I have to give me more time to throw.
I have to.
Right?
Correct. Yeah.
Would you like to join Sugar Free, who says the Packers are going to win 13 regular season games? I don't think there's a chance in the world.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
Do you have a final thought you want to leave us with?
I just gave you my final thought.
Oh, that's true. You always seem to have, you might, or not always seem, sometimes you have something else that I interrupt, and so you don't get a chance to get to it. Oh, no, now I had a question for you. All right, Xavier McKinney. Like, these defensive players, shouldn't you notice them in games? Like, I thought maybe he could have made the interception when they got the last touchdown pass. He was a little late getting over there, but maybe he wasn't late. Can you still be playing well if you never mention the name? We don't seem to be mentioning him often this year.
Is anybody getting past him?
No. I would agree. I would say that. No.
There you go.
Oh, and the question that I posed up. So, yeah, it basically wasn't your thought. I said if the new guy, Lucas Haversick, doesn't make that field goal at the end of the game, Packers lose the game. I believe that Cincinnati would have gone down. So you're okay with that as being a reasonable position?
I'm in on that. Yeah.
And you know what he said after the game? Like, until the Packers called, he's living in Cleveland, looking for a real job to be like a substitute teacher. Come on, man.
Yeah, he's gonna be a sub.
Substitute teacher. You're a kicker in the NFL. That means his career. For those of you who want to look him up, Lucas Haversick, his entire career, other than for the Rams, have been on practice squads. He's been on like 6 different teams' practice squads, but never actually played other than a couple kicks he had for the Rams. And he's going to be
did he go to UW? Did he go to UW Stout?
No, he went to Arizona.
Oh, Arizona.
That is pretty good.
He's going home.
Yeah, so like you were going to be a substitute teacher, and you hit what was really the game-winning, could have been the game-winning field goal for the Packers. Substitute teacher. I want to tell Lucas, you can do better than that. Come on. Were you ever a substitute teacher?
No.
No, I didn't think so. How many NFL players have been substitute teachers? I'm guessing very few. What do you say?
Very few.
But Lucas, he was looking for a regular job. Somehow I think it's going to work out all right for him. All right, Gary, tomorrow 6 to 8 with Matzik. Thanks again, as always.
All right, bud. Thanks for having me.
You bet.
Let's get to Arizona.
Yes, got it. Well, I'm not going to say gotta. I'm not sure this team is worthy of gotta anything.
It's a gotta.
You gotta. At Arizona, at Pittsburgh, Carolina, Philadelphia, I'd like 3 of those 4, but probably take 2 and 2. We'll discuss it next week. Thanks, Gary.
All right, bud.
Gary B. of Pawatami, 6 to 8 with Greg Matzik tomorrow. Jason Wilde next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
It's a bird bash at Pawatami. Thursdays, you could win up to $50,000 cash in the Bird Bash game show. Just play with your rewards card this October for a chance to win. Wouldn't you like to rake in a huge pile of cash? Bird Bash, only at Pawatami Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info at Pawatami.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
When it comes to joint replacement, you want the best care available. The Orthopedic Surgery Center in Pewaukee is a leader in joint replacement, offering same-day surgery with advanced technology. Their team of experts specializes in knee, hip, and shoulder replacements, using the latest techniques to minimize pain and recovery time. By choosing them, you're choosing a center focused on providing specialized care tailored to your needs. The team at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin can get you back to what matters, living pain-free.
And their prices are more affordable than urgent care or the ER. And they'll send a full report to your primary care doctor. Why wait at the ER? Walk in to Ortho ASAP for faster, more affordable care.
Total joint replacement. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com. That's orthowisconsin.com.
Green and gold fans, it's game day. And you know what that means. Tailgating with friends and raising a glass to our favorite team. This season, make Bacardi the star of your pregame party. Whether you're mixing up a classic Bacardi and cola, refreshing Bacardi lime and soda, or a smooth spiced and cola, Bacardi is the perfect pick for game day fun. Grab a bottle and get ready to cheer on Green Bay with the best in hand. Available now at your local retailer. Live passionately, drink responsibly. Bacardi USA, Miami, Florida. Run 40% alcohol by volume.
It's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman here with some exciting news from my friends at Bank 5-9. Not only have they been named a top workplace for 16 straight years, but they've just won the prestigious Community Choice Award as the best bank in the Milwaukee area. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Not only do they have great products and services, but they truly live out their mission to make lives better. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check out the best. Visit bank59.com to learn more today. Member FDIC.
Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. 4-door hatchback.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but a car is not one of them. The national online company makes it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, plus test drive the vehicle before you buy it. And they're right here to handle any issues.
What? The car's stuck. No!
Start your search at adam.com.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Night with Mark Tauscher and Gary Ellerson. And now we get to Jason Wilde. So everybody's asking about Van Ness and always want his thoughts on if it's changed his view of this year's team at all. Good evening, Jason.
Hello, Falcon. How are you?
I'm good. Packers won 27-18.
They did. They've scored 27 points
exactly
in each of their 3 wins.
In each of their 3 wins. And they did what did not seem possible. They turned an old man quarterback into a player. In the first half, Cincinnati had 4 punts and a missed 67-yard field goal. In the second half, they went touchdown, field goal, touchdown. And Joe Flacco, quarterback rating in the second half, 107.9. That's pathetic.
Yeah, so I have a stat for you.
Okay.
The Green Bay Packers have allowed 102 points this season. 80 of them have come after halftime. 63 of them have come in the fourth quarter and overtime. That would strike me as a defense that has not played up to its standard after halftime, and especially in the fourth quarter.
Yes,
now,
and now the question is
I understand
why?
Those first 2 games, they're in complete control.
Right.
They're kind of playing the game differently. But what happened again today, that I think that's troubling. And I asked LaFleur directly about that, and he said it would be irresponsible of him to answer that without watching the film, which I've never gotten usually you get, I got to watch the film.
Wait a minute. This just proves he has no clue. Look, it didn't just start in this game. No, he has. He doesn't want to say.
He doesn't want to rip it like everybody loves his defensive coordinator. He doesn't want to rip. He's learned his lesson because there were some times where he criticized Mike Pettin. Do you remember? Pettin?
I do. Yes. Yeah. Top 10.
And there have been and then there's been some time. There were some times where he criticized Joe Barry. So that was I thought it was noteworthy because he went out of his way to use the word irresponsible.
But they're so easy to go, we're looking at that, and we have been, but when I look at anything, I look up the points that you give up, and you'd like to do that, but if you're giving up, you're 4th or 5th in the league giving up points, the overall product that we're doing is fine, and I don't know what normally, if teams give up more points in the fourth quarter or whatever like that, but I would just ask you, does it the teams adjust, or I don't know what it says. What does it say? Players get tired? I mean, says nothing? How would you analyze those numbers?
I'm not sure. It would be irresponsible for me to say. Look, they're not taking the ball away enough. To me, that's the biggest thing. Like, they've got 2 takeaways. You get one in the second half, and it's lights out, right? Instead, again, they get touchdown, field goal, touchdown, and then missed field goal. Like, they have had opportunities to put games away. They've failed to do that. Now, that has also been on the offense at times. But overall, you get some interceptions, you force a fumble once in a while, you give your offense a short field. They're doing it the hard way right now. Like, they're 3-1-1, but defensively, the last 3 games, their loss, their tie, and now their win today, they've done it the hard way, which is, you're not. You can make your life so much easier if you make some plays on the ball, and they're not doing that. And look, the other guys do get paid too, and I thought, like, Jamar Chase's touchdown catch, like, that was ridiculous. Like, it was a great.
Other than I thought McKinney, would get over there. He's the guy who intercepts it because they can't see him coming, or is that just too far away?
He didn't. I think he was just too far away.
All right.
I mean, he was 2 steps late. But again, look at the coverage that Keyshawn Nixon has on that play. Like, that's just a great play by a great player.
Right.
So I'm not. If I'm a Packers fan, I'm not irritated by that. Now, I think there's a lot of things to feel better about. I think the fact that they, first of all, with a new kicker, that they reconfigured their protection unit, and they basically have all 6 of their top offensive linemen now on that unit. I think that's significant because basically they're saying, look, we can't mess around anymore. We're going to have to put our best, because usually it's a few backup linemen. It's oftentimes a few defensive linemen. In fact, I think it was the only one defensive lineman that was out there was Carl Brooks on one of the wings. Like, they have reconfigured that, which is what you want. If you're a Packers fan and you've watched them allow a block kick in each of the last 2 games, you want to see them do something different. It means that they're trying to fix it. And so they did. I thought the offensive line, with those 3 guys that were questionable all playing, played their tails off. And, their protection wasn't perfect. Love was only sacked once. He had a few runs, which is another key development. He's got more rushing yards in the first 5 games than he had all of last season. And so that's been a new wrinkle to their offense that they didn't have last season. I thought Josh Jacobs finally looked like Josh Jacobs, even though he was sick as a dog and was throwing up
150 yards rushing and receiving.
Yep, before, and 2 touchdowns before, during, and after the game. So, yeah, was it a masterpiece of a performance? No, absolutely not. Was it the kind of thing that you need to win games like this? Yes. And were there lots of things that you walk out of here going, okay, there are encouraging signs about this, that, and the other thing that were not there before? I mean, their running game this season has largely stunk. They got it going in the second half in Dallas, but that was basically it. And today, it was effective. And so there's value in that. Whether or not this is going to be something that they can sustain, we'll have to wait and see. But I thought, while there's certainly room for criticism, and among that, we talked about this during the week. Jordan Love has played really good football most of the time. But as he pointed out, and as Matt LaFleur pointed out, they're in field goal range. You can't throw that interception. That's a ball that you tried to force it. You're on the run. You can't do that because you're taking you're essentially taking points off the board. Even with Lucas Havrasik, you're probably going to make the field goal. So you can't do that. And so, he's playing at a very high level. And as we talk about frequently, both things can be true. He can be playing at a very high level, and he's making a handful of mistakes that in the really most important games can cost you, right? Like, it didn't cost you today. But if you're playing the Philadelphia Eagles in a divisional playoff game and you make that same mistake, that can be a momentum-turning play that really costs you. And so, those are things that you would hope that by the time they get to December and January, he's learned lessons from that. He's in his 3rd year as the starter. You would like him to be, as Pete Doherty said to Matt LaFleur, I thought he was past those types of plays. He's not yet. That doesn't mean he won't get past them.
Yeah, it does. He won't get past them.
Maybe not. I mean, I saw someone say that I see him do the same things he did on his college tape, just not as often. Michael Rodney, I think, said that. I thought that was fair.
Yes, and that you have to understand the situation, like the one today. It's one thing when you do it
right
in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
It's another thing with the game on the line and so many points and so much time left.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it's, I understand that there were opportunities missed. I understand that there's reason to take issue with some of the things defensively and have concerns there. It was good enough to win today against some other teams that are better. Was it good enough to win? No, probably not. But, sometimes it's kind of like Jim Valvano, you survive in advance. And especially when you haven't won a game in a month because of a loss, a tie, and a bye, it's nice to win. And they did. And there were enough encouraging signs that I would walk out of here saying, okay, I feel better about the fact that they can not have their A game and still take care of a team. Did they make it as easy as you'd love for them to have won 48-10 today? That didn't happen. But it still counts as a W, and now you move on and you go to Arizona and you beat a team that's not very good and that has had certainly its issues of late with the coach and everything else. And you go get the job done there, and then you move on to the next one. Like I love the LaFleur line from a couple weeks ago where he said, look, I don't want us to be playing our best football in September. And, I joked, congratulations, you're not. But the fact of the matter is that if they're building toward playing at a higher level when it matters, that's what's really important. The Cardinals are 2-4. They're in disarray. You have to win the games you should win. And so they did that today. They should go to Arizona and win that game. And then you've obviously got some opportunities with some other teams before you start running into the heavy hitters down the schedule.
What's injuries? Van Ness is at the top of the foot injury or not? Or
yeah, no. I asked about Van Ness, and Matt LaFleur said that he didn't break anything, so that's a positive. But he could have, torn his plantar fascia, which would sideline him for quite a while. So feet are a problem. Feet are backs. So he will. He's getting an MRI tomorrow. He was in a walking boot and crutches after the game. And what sucks for him is that, he was largely invisible in Dallas, and he had been largely invisible for most of the day today. And then he finally gets a sack, makes a great play. I mean, he blew the doors off that left tackle. I mean, that was not a Micah Parsons helped him get a sack. That was him winning at the line of scrimmage in a split second. And then shortly thereafter, you see him leaving on a cart.
As far as Micah Parsons, I said earlier on the show when Tauscher was on that I'm a little disappointed in his impact to this point. Not a lot disappointed, but did he play today? Was there any point in which you go, wow? No, it just I guess it made it tougher, but they turned a 100-year-old quarterback into a quarterback rating of 108. And
he shot his age.
Yes, it's the golf thing. After a first half and when they had a grand total of about 30 yards. His quarterback rating in the second half was 107.9. I'm guessing in the first half had to be about 40. So what just doesn't.
Yeah, look, I would say this, and obviously I've gotten during my time here to cover some Hall of Fame caliber defensive players, right? I mean, Reggie White and Leroy Butler and Charles Woodson. And as great as they were, there were games where they didn't have an impact, right? And in fairness, I wasn't here for the early days of Reggie. Like, my first year was 96, so he had been here for 93, 94, 95. The new car smell of an acquisition like this, we didn't have that with Charles Woodson because Charles Woodson, he was like a grocery store before a hurricane. Like, he was the last bottle of milk on the shelf, right? He ended up becoming a much greater player. He became a Hall of Famer here. Like, if his career would have continued with the exact same trajectory as it was with the Raiders, he's in the Hall of Very Good. But when he got here, he was a malcontent. He didn't want to be here, and he didn't embrace being here. And then the light clicked on, and he was freaking awesome. So, but there wasn't the, oh, my God, they gave up 2 first-round picks and Kenny Clark to get this dude expectation. I wasn't here for the Reggie part. Leroy Butler was drafted while I was still in high school. So I didn't see what the expectations were for Reggie up close in 1993. But I know he had a game, I think it was in 93, where he sacked John Elway twice late in the game to win the game.
Yes.
I think Micah Parsons is probably going to have one of those moments this season. But today, yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, God, I went from the last time I was sitting in my seat in the press box, because, again, they hadn't been home and I don't travel anymore. The last time I sat in my seat in the press box, I was charting every play that he was in for. Today, I didn't bother to do that. And, frankly, he didn't do anything where I was like, oh, shoot, I got to make sure I make note of this because, do I think he probably had a pressure or two that he'll be credited for upon film review? Sure. But he certainly was not a major impact player today. And there's going to be games like that, just like Aaron Rodgers had games where he threw for 211 yards and had a pick along with a touchdown, and he had a middling passer rating. Sometimes that happens even with great players.
Talking with Jason Wilde, I did mention, I guess I should have done do the proper mention for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin with the injury report.
There is a difference.
Yep. Visit orthowisconsin.com today for info. Did they leave out any other injuries, or how's Zach Tom feeling?
I saw Zach Tom. I really enjoy Zach. He said that when someone asked him, how when you're in the hospital, doctors ask you, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your pain level?
Yeah.
He said, I ain't answering that. No way. And somebody
10.
asked him, yeah, I'm guessing so. Somebody asked him, what do you think of how the offense was in the second half? His answer was, I'll be honest, I don't remember much. I know we were scoring, so that's a good thing. And then the follow-up was, do you not remember much because of the pain? He said, yeah, it's because of the pain. I usually remember everything, not today. So he was in some pretty excruciating pain, and he played through it. And here's the problem. They got 12 more in a row now. I don't have any idea if playing in Cleveland set him back or not, but I don't know, I don't think I'm violating HIPAA laws, but our oldest Maddie has a similar issue in her hip, and it is painful. And so when that happens and you try to play through it, maybe you don't make it worse, but you have to be able to manage the pain. And obviously he's an NFL player who tried to do it once already, and it was excruciating. And today he pushed through it anyway. And I don't know what he got to help him through that, if it was extra strength Advil, acetaminophen, whatever it was, I don't know. I just like pronouncing that word. But I'll be curious to see if he can keep this up. Because if he was in that much pain after the game today, that would be a red flag for me. And they were really good today, that offensive line. Not initially, but they really got kind of lathered up. LaFleur came and challenged them, and it got them going. But this is what happens when you can get your best 5 out there. And they clearly see Jordan Morgan as one of their best 5, and now it's Sean Ryan as kind of the 6th man. But I thought one of the most interesting things LaFleur said to us, because I asked him, the fact that you went with the rotation for one series, basically. I mean, Sean Ryan played one series at right guard. Is that because you were so confident that Walker and Banks and Tom were going to play? And he actually said no. He said it was because that they decided that they were going to have a backup for each of those guys in place. And that is a change in philosophy. He said, essentially, we have to stop doing this to Jordan Morgan. And so what they did was
exactly what Brian Bulaga said.
Correct. So with Zach Tom, if he had to come out, Darian Kennard would have taken over. Now, I'm going to guess that if Rasheed Walker hadn't been able to finish, Jordan Morgan would have probably taken over there. I don't know who else their option would have been. But, like, if Aaron Banks wouldn't have been able to finish, I'm guessing they would have just chosen between Morgan and Sean Ryan and just put one of them there and the other one still at left guard. So, or at right guard. So I thought that was a really interesting shift for a group that just is always talking. I mean, because, we had asked, I had, and then I think Pete Doherty had asked Stenovich, same thing, like, are you guys asking too much? Are you spreading them too thin? And LaFleur basically said yes. So this was coming. And now, again, I don't know what they're going to do, because if Zach Tom is going to have to play through this for a long time, and if he was in that much pain today, I don't know how it gets better. And at some point, you wonder if the pain's going to be too much. He's not going to be able to finish a game.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I bet that happens again. All right, last two quick ones. Tucker Kraft was targeted twice. I'm going to target him more than that, even if he's not in the game. I don't comprehend Tucker Kraft with 2 targets. I don't.
No, one of them was a touchdown.
I understand. 2. Tucker, you tell 2? Tucker Kraft should have. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just how he runs things. Isn't he too good?
Well, no. I mean, Jordan Love threw 26 passes.
Right.
Right? He ran, 6 times? He had the kneel down at the end. So there were plays that obviously were supposed to be passes. He had 1 quarterback sneak, so that's another one. So there's maybe 5 more attempts there that he ended up running on instead of throwing. Look, he targeted Romeo Doubs 9 times.
And Golden 5.
So and Josh Jacobs 5.
Right.
And so when you do that, there's not a whole lot left, right? I mean, Wicks caught both balls were thrown to him. Kraft did the same thing. Like, when they say it's game to game, it's actually really true. And so, now
I don't get
is
that.
Is there a reason to say, all right, I don't care what our dispersion of opportunities is. We have to put Tucker Kraft as the number 1 option on more plays.
Yes.
So he gets 4 targets. I think that's a reasonable position to have. But again, he had a 24-yard catch, and then he had a 19-yard touchdown.
Right, he's targeted twice. He has 2 catches for 43 yards. Let me see. I think I need to target him more often. If you're catching every time it's targeted to you only twice. I mean, I would argue Golden more than 5 too, because it's clear he's.
Okay, well now you want to get him more balls. Like, okay, so you got to.
Dobbs isn't getting 9
Peter
targets.
To pay Paul.
No, Dobbs is not getting 9 targets in the future.
All right, so they ran 60 plays.
Right.
They did those end arounds that were, they did one to Bo Melton, they did one to Savion Williams, they did a couple to Golden. Jacobs had 18 carries. Love had the 5 scrambles, quarterback sneak, and a kneel down. Like, he only had 26 pass attempts.
Right.
Like, if he has 30, Tucker Kraft probably has 2 more targets, right? And look, the outlier here is Romeo Doubs. I mean, Romeo Doubs having 9 targets, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but there can't be many games over the 2+ years of Jordan Love and all these young guys at receiver and tight end where anybody got that high of a target number. Like, there's probably a game in there somewhere where Jaden Reed had like 10 targets. There's probably a game in there where Wicks did. But today was rare that Dobbs would have 9 targets, one of which was intercepted. So, I mean, would you like Tucker Kraft to be more involved? Abso-blanking-lutely, as Tauscher would say. At the same time, he was very efficient with the 2 opportunities he had, and now you go into Arizona and say, all right, let's try and have a few more plays for him because good things happen when he touches the ball.
Yeah, he's gotten better. He keeps getting better and better. And the same thing I would say with Matthew Golden.
Yeah, there's nothing not to like about Matthew Golden. He kind of got after us a little bit because I asked him, how do you feel about – because they basically, air quotes, benched him as the punt returner twice in 2 weeks now or twice in 2 games. And he said, I don't like – he basically called people out that are suggesting that he shouldn't do it. And I'm afterward, the group kind of dispersed. I was like, hey, I know you're not talking about me specifically, but I have said that. And the reason why is not – the reason is you're learning how to do this at the NFL level.
And you're
like
too
the fact
important.
That you've never done this before, and then we see the plays you made today, I think it's a reasonable thing to say, yeah, I don't think we should do that with him. But he thinks he can be really good at it if he gets the opportunities. But again, he did one today. He fair caught it when he had plenty of space. Like those are like that would be like coming to me and saying, you know, it's not. It wouldn't be like asking me to do like engineering work, like all of my college buddies were engineering majors, like and cheerleaders. Like I couldn't do either of the things they did. But it would be like having me write like cover the White House, right? Like I'm a writer, but that's an aspect of writing that I've never done. He's an athlete, he's a football player, but he's never returned punts, and you're putting him as the punt returner in a National Football League game. He's not starting out at like the University of Houston. And I was talking to Savion Williams.
Well, and not only that, he has incredible talent, and you can see the level of talent in his other position that's going to be growing more and more in importance. And you're too big to do that thing. Come on, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, again, the problem with that philosophy is that you have to then how do you decide who's not important enough to be a punt returner? Because we've seen through the years when you have a guy that can be a field tilter, it changes everything.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's at the point right now where you look at him that way. So
no, and you
got to be careful.
More, yeah. I don't have any problem with that. I can find three guys. The importance of a punt returning to the impact on a team is just not big, and there's no reason to risk somebody getting hurt. I know they did it with Freeman and Brooks, so I'm guessing those guys had returned punts in college, done before. But
yeah, I just find it I can't believe that. And look, I thought today Savion Williams showed some good things too.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
On returns, encouraging signs. So maybe their philosophy will be proven right ultimately, but again,
now Savion Williams is a great example. I'll have him return everything. Can he return?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if he returns punts, he's doing something he's never done at the NFL level either. So he's no different than Matthew Golden.
Well, but I don't know. Had Golden done it in college in his past football career?
He had never done punt returns anywhere, and neither has Savion Williams. He just did kickoff returns.
Oh, okay.
And only as a freshman at TCU. Like I said this to him when I was talking to him during the week. It's like when they compared you to Cordero Patterson, I was like, oh, this guy must have been a hell of a returner in college. Then I looked at his stats on that college football reference page, and he returned kickoffs as a freshman and never did it again.
Yeah,
they're both in the same boat.
Yeah, but to have never done it, there got to be people on the team that have done it before.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Bo Melton had a really good return.
Right.
Today.
I just want to emphasize, I don't think it's that important. The impact of a punt returner is just way overrated in today's NFL.
Well, we can't be trashing the special teams guy coordinator all the time, saying they don't do anything and they make all these mistakes.
Right. Well,
but if you can get a guy who makes a difference, it makes a hell of a difference. But those guys are few and far between. I'm not looking for Devin Hester here. Something short of that would be fine.
Yeah. So, all right. Anything we didn't mention that we should mention? Someone reported that the Cardinals have made a trade and acquired Joe Flacco from the Cincinnati Bengals because they'd like to see him. But I don't think that's going to happen.
He gave them a way better chance to win today than the guy that they had. I mean, Jake Browning the Packers would have gotten a pick today. The way Jake Browning was.
No,
playing.
Joe Flacco should play until Burrow's back. But the issue with anybody old is always, more than anything else, getting hurt, and their inability to put any kind of a hit on Joe Flacco is also hard for me to comprehend. But he's an old man. He's old by Old Testament standards. And they didn't.
Well, what does that make Rodgers then?
Well, no, Joe Flacco, in terms of playing in age, is 10 years older than Aaron Rodgers.
It's like dog years.
Well, no, Joe Flacco can't do anything. He doesn't even. And Aaron Rodgers can still run around, not as well as he did, but you watch the two of them play, and Flacco looks at least 20 years older. He doesn't do anything. I mean, Tom Brady chose to play that way. I don't think Flacco has a choice. Am I underestimating his ability to move?
Yeah, I thought he moved a few times when he needed to today, but no, there's obviously significant limitations in his ability to do that. At the same time, you can win with a guy like him. I mean, he got the ball to their two studs
with their receivers.
That they weren't able to do.
Yeah, great, and the adjustment at half, and there were a number of impressive things. I can't comprehend the adjustment as major as it was. Like, well, we'll throw in front of people because they're giving them room. Well, you didn't think of that before the game started? I'd love to hear the analysis because the adjustment was incredible, off the charts.
Yeah, and the adjustment going the other way was non-existent.
Yes. All right, Jason, thank you again.
All right, Homer, take care. Be good.
You bet. And that will do it for Green Bay Game Night. Other than Will can state those stats that Jason had, since you were the first one to bring it up, about the Packers have given up in 5 games 102 points, I believe.
102 points.
Yes.
Of those, 80 have been after halftime, and 63 have been in the fourth quarter and overtime, greatly relating to what you just mentioned, the quarterback who shockingly joined a team 5 days ago and threw a lot of checkdowns.
Now, we had the 2 games earlier where they were so far ahead, they gave up points late.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how. I'd like to know what the norm is, or, maybe everybody, or that's how things stand out in terms of relative to, maybe it isn't as bizarre as it seems, given what the norm is. But it does seem bizarre. I think that if teams are ahead, they're going to give up more points in the fourth quarter because they're going to let teams come from behind. But it can also be like in this case where you just incredible what they could do the second half after doing nothing in the first half.
Yeah, and like you said, too, I mean, we talked about it because Jake Browning wasn't playing, but the Bengals lead the NFL in giveaways.
Right.
8 interceptions, 3 fumbles. The Packers second to last in the NFL in takeaways with 2.
And it's not like the young guy was the first quarterback, the old guy in the second. Flacco played both. I have to look it up because I didn't write the first stats down because I never thought the second half would be so much better. I mean, they were at 21 yards at one point. I don't know. I have to find the first half stats.
I mean, coming into the game, if I had to game plan for one thing against Joe Flacco, it would be exactly what he did in the second half. Was looking for Jamar Chase and T. Higgins on those curl routes and drag routes, which is exactly what he did.
Did they not do it in the first half, or it looked like when they tried, they couldn't do anything?
No. I think they tried to get their guys open for more deep balls, kind of like gunslinger type, Joe Flacco looking on deeper post routes, but once they dumbed down the offense for him, everything came a lot easier, which if you're the Packers, I thought you'd be expecting that coming into a game like today.
And I just looked at the cornerbacks, to me, didn't seem to have a feel for, we're going to put a big blitz on so I can gamble a little bit, or...
And sure, there were a couple times Keyshawn Nixon played phenomenal pass defense against Jamar Chase, and he just made an incredible play, which you just have to tip your cap. But for the majority of the time, they were just giving up way too much short yardage plays, which comes back to bite you on that long drive they had to start the third quarter that took up 10 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, there were in the second half, there were less than 2 possessions in the third quarter, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Packers still had the ball in their first possession when the third quarter ended. I don't know that I've ever seen that in the NFL.
Yeah. And like you said, too, the Jordan Love, I thought the version of Jordan Love besides that interception was phenomenal today. His mobility got them out of a bind on 2 different big third downs that I don't think I've ever seen. I think we were talking about it. We've never seen Jordan Love move like that before. The elusiveness that he showed in the pocket, I think it was that fake tush push in the third quarter, and the play kind of blew up, and he went around 3 defenders and reached for the first down.
But yeah, we've all thought he could.
Right.
We just didn't see it. And I would also emphasize, and I've said this about assessing his pass play, that so much of it is game, time, score, and assess. The thing that the interception was early in the game.
I also
think got a long time to play after that. You can't afford to do that late in the game, and he has already shown this many times, his ability to forget and not let that affect play later on. And he made good play after good play. You could argue that they were saying it on TV, could have gone forward and trying to get the first down. But I think any quarterback like him in this game, a regular season game, is stupid to risk injury or, he did it fine. You still only needed 2 yards and they didn't get it.
Right. And the interception was bad, but at the same time, we've been saying it all the postgame show. Why didn't Tucker Kraft get more red zone targets? The one time he did get targeted in the red zone, he ran it in for 19 yards.
I'm not a play calling guy, but you got great players.
Which is weird too, because I feel like for the most part this season they've executed fairly well in the red zone with Dobbs. He's been a big guy for them in the red zone.
And you can say a team did this and fine. I don't care what they do. We're going to find a way to get him the ball. There's got to be a range of what teams do that's to some degree consistent.
Right, where you kind of
have an idea, and adjust kind of the amazing way the Bengals did. All right, Packers win. The game against Aaron Rodgers is now 2 weeks ago, closing in. They're 4-1, right?
I believe so. I'll have to check.
Yes.
They're either 4-1 or 3-2, but they are atop the AFC North right now.
Yeah. So win has some value, and Matthew Golden. Get him the ball more. Why?
It's a great game.
Because something incredible could happen. That'll do it for Green Bay Game Night. Be back at it next week, next Sunday, at exactly the same time, because Packers on the road at Arizona with the 3:25 start. Next.
Homer for Window Nation. It's October, and if you've got old windows, that means you're back to dealing with chilly